It's an hour.
Anything you don't want to touch on? You don't want to talk about?
The shit he in fish grease for right now. He don't want to talk about that at all. Who you voting for, JD? Because Kamala didn't say shit at the DNC.
She didn't? Oh, God. Lord have mercy.
But that's everybody's question. I don't understand why that's a big... Well, coming from you, that's probably wrong. So.
No. Well, that's not my question. I think, you know.
You want to, I mean, look, it's a safe space. I ain't trying to get you caught up in no bullshit.
No.
We
legit want to.
I'm going to tell y'all when we start rolling.
Yeah, whatever you don't want in the video, we'll send it to you. Like,
I'm 100% good.
All right, let's go.
I'm curious to see what the problem is.
The problem is they heard me, well, I mean, I'm walking, right? So I'm walking and I'm thinking.
5 miles. Come on now.
I'm walking, 5 miles.
Come on now.
I'm walking and I'm thinking. And that's what my walks actually are. My walks are therapeutic for me to think, talk to myself, and come up with ideas or whatever it is. And then, you know, so I'm thinking about the fact that I was watching the DNC, and at the end of the DNC, they had this round table where they have 2 Republican correspondents and they have 2 Democratic correspondents, and I guess they have the person that's the moderator. And the Republican correspondent keeps talking about what makes y'all believe she gonna be able to do whatever it is that she say she gonna do when she's already in the House. And I was like, is he stupid? Like, you know, and it's crazy because I'm looking at people's comments and they think I don't know this. I definitely know what a vice president is. So I'm saying to myself, why is this being talked about?
Talked about when she was the vice.
If we all know she's the vice president, she got to move with the president.
She got to move accordingly.
Yeah, she got to move accordingly. She can't just take free range and start doing whatever she is. So me not knowing and not paying attention to the fact that I'm merging these 2 things together and not realizing that one piece is the main focus of everybody, right? I'm not really knowing that. I'm not paying, like, I'm watching, but I'm not into politics, so I'm not really caught up in that part. So then I say that I had an opportunity to speak to her, BET weekend, and I asked her a question, basically saying that after the day after Biden did the debate, he looked like he was out of it, right? And I felt like, as a Democrat and a person that's voting for them, that voted for them, I felt like the party felt like the hope was gone. It felt like people was like, man, Trump about to win. Yeah. Like, it just felt like
that was the general.
That's what it felt like, right?
So after the debate, yeah.
So we went. It was me, 2 Chainz, and Lee Daniels, and a couple of other Hollywood actresses and actors inside a room, and we met with Kamala. And in that room, that's what was the vibe. It felt like, what y'all gonna do type of energy, right? So, it's many people that haven't heard her speak. Black people that hadn't never heard her speak or even got a chance to get close to her to hear her talk the way we actually talk, right? So after she spoke to that room, I saw people's energy change, right? And that's the type of person I am. I move based off of people's energy. I saw people's energy change, and I saw 2 Chainz body language change, this, that, and the third. So then I'm like, okay, why don't, as opposed to putting this man in front of the world looking like he ain't got it together, why don't they just let you just do what you just did right now, right? But I asked her, why don't they? Not, why don't you just
do it?
Why don't you just jump out here? No, I said, why don't they let you do this? And I said this in my walking thing, but I'm guessing people, like I said, they heard me talk about the correspondent first, and they meshed the two together as if I was basically agreeing with what he was saying. Right. And I was just saying, I asked her that, and that's when I realized how difficult this job is for her. It's not even like a simple thing because she has to stand down, even if her mind is telling her something different, until he is no longer the president. Yeah. And that's basically what the overall consensus was. But I seen that, you know, it's a thing out here to like make sure people think about she's not doing nothing.
Oh yeah.
And it's also political season where every single little thing is a piece of ammunition. You know, we even got into a little thing. We simply said, yo, just vote.
Go vote.
Like who you like, feel who you feel. And we asked ourselves, do we have the responsibility of using the platform to tell people in an election year to go out and exercise their right to vote? We decided it was. And so we were like, you know, we don't have to pick a side. We don't got to do none of that. Let's just at least bring awareness to it. You know, for anybody that's kind of on the fence. And people jump down on me like, make them pay for your vote. Or, you know, make them earn your vote. And I'm like, yo, I get that. But again, we just citizens. It's okay for me to just say, vote. It's okay for me to have concerns. It's okay for me to ask questions.
It was better when people didn't know who you was voting for. Now that you know who you voting for, that's when the problem starts.
But I mean, it's crazier for us because people don't realize, like, I'm a tax-paying citizen.
Exactly.
I don't get away with nothing. You know what I mean?
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Well, unless you Wesley Snipes not paying tax. Unless you're not.
I don't want to be with you. You know what I'm saying? I stand in line when we go vote. I go to the school right around the corner from the studio. I go stand in line at 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't think people actually realize that that's a real thing. Like, I think they think we vote from...
We get to do it how we want to. You get a gold star next to your vote.
You know what I mean? So I just think that sometimes people don't pay attention to the regularness that I'm giving them. Like, I'm just talking to you as if you was right beside me.
Yeah.
Right? And you're gonna turn this into something else. Like, you know, somebody just asked me, like, JD, I want to know what your stand is on the election. And I'm like,
we was confused. We like, I don't understand the controversy. And we even mulled over like, do we even bring this up?
Right.
And then once we thought about it, we like, at least give him an opportunity to say what he gonna say because everybody want to talk about it anyways. But I didn't understand just as a citizen, bro. I didn't understand what the controversy was simply because you had a question, you know, and you presented it to everybody else to have an opinion, and it took on a life of its own.
And I actually did, you know, Ronald Martin was in my comments. And he was
I checked out of it by the time it got to that. I checked out.
He was in the comments and he was like, "Nigga, if you want to say something, and I'm like, "Okay."
Nigga, you said nigga? Hey, that's the crazy part about Roland. It's like, calm down, bro. Like,
Roland say, "Nigga, if you want to say something," I said, "Okay, listen." So I set up. I was in Vegas over the weekend. I set up a call with him on live, and we got on live so that, you know, people could understand exactly what happened. And then I posted that part. And that was that video of me and him having the conversation on live has the lowest views of any video I have ever posted on Instagram.
It ain't sexy enough.
It ain't sexy enough.
Don't nobody want to pay attention to the truth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They want the narrative to be JD's not going with her. He's swinging with everybody else. That ain't the narrative. So
well, JD. Why they don't dance no more, bro?
I was trying to figure out where you start rubbing your beard. What?
Why they don't dance no more? The club, the streets. Are we done? Are we done partying? Because, you know, you made your living off of partying, having a good time, dancing, making party music, making feel good music.
Yeah.
You know, music that everybody can feel. And outside, and it feels like that's not there no more. How do we get people back on the dance floor? How do we get that vibe back? I have a theory. I want to hear yours. My theory, in short, hookahs. Hookahs killed the club. Hookahs killed the streets.
Hookahs, it's promoters.
Hookah killed the fun. The women are attached to the hookah. The men are attached to the hookah. everybody's attached to the hookah. You don't want to get too far in line with the hookah.
Don't say
Ain't
men.
nobody getting.
Don't say men. Say
No,
a
I'm
few
saying men. First of all, a hookah is a peace pipe.
So you don't smoke?
I don't smoke hookah.
No, the hookah is a peace pipe. That's a man thing.
Nah.
No, be clear. Don't let Instagram. Don't let Instagram.
I'm not letting Instagram. I'll let myself say.
You ain't no smoker,
smoke
man. You ain't no smoker.
I smoke other things.
What you smoke?
Mary Jane.
Like said I have a thing.
But no, but what you think?
I think that it's just, leadership is what's missing in culture.
Right.
That's just what's missing in culture, the leadership. Because leaders were the guys that was running the clubs, right? Leaders was the dudes that could go get the clubs, right? It used to be a club that was like, say, just take Atlanta, for example. It might be a club in Atlanta where us black people didn't go. And it'd be like, the majority white people or whatever they do at that place. We used to have people that was like a promoter that had a leader's mentality. That'll be like, I'm gonna go get that spot because it's elite, it's in a place, and niggas ain't never seen it before. I'm gonna open this. And you start leading people into a cultural, like, okay, this is what we doing, right? And the same thing goes so once you get inside the club, you won't put no booths in there. Like, that's the ultimate way to make people start dancing again. Just
no sections.
Open a spot and don't have no sections in there. Now that's hard to tell a promoter because they getting $1,500 a section, right? And that's where ultimately that's where the problem is the money that these promoters are getting from the people coming in there buying these sections. They don't want to hear about nobody dancing.
Right.
Does that impact how you attack making new music, or you just do you?
Nah, because I still believe that. People, like when you watch weddings or you see people showing their wedding on Instagram, they dancing their heart out. Like they got routines and they going and getting dance choreographers and all this to have, like, that's why people go to weddings now and they have an amazing time and all of this type of stuff because they don't get to do this nowhere else. So you still got to give them the music and pray that, like I said, pray that somebody, one of these guys, a leader gonna come back out of this stuff. But it's only been like 2 or 3 people that set that tone. Like the guys that created Studio 54, they were, I guess they was criminals or whatever. They went to jail and all this other stuff, but they created a space. They created a space that was incredible. So you have to have that same, you got to have somebody that come out that creates
that same type vibe,
that creates that same type of energy. Yeah. It could get back to that. I actually told Bryant them, now that Red Martini's closed, I was telling them, like, listen, y'all do a Wednesday out of the month where y'all take the booths out. Because you already got a crowd, right? Everybody going, ladies love R&B on Wednesday. Just imagine one night y'all went there and there wasn't no booths. And couldn't nobody buy no booths. You think the people gonna leave or you think the people gonna stay? And all you gotta do is see what's gonna happen. Now, you're gonna have some people, it's some bougie black people in Atlanta that be like, man, we're gonna go to another spot. They ain't got nowhere to sit down. Cool. But you gotta deal with that. That's a bump and bruise that you're gonna have to deal with to get it back to what you're talking about.
But I think that'll adjust. The women won't come in heels. Maybe they come in sneaks. Maybe they, you know what I'm saying? I think the black people adjust because once you got the certain amount, like you said, a leader, bring the people, they're gonna come. I feel like it's gonna change it.
The hookah's still gonna be there. You just gotta find a place to
put
your hookah up on, whatever. But the hookah's still there and the drink's still there. You just ain't got no booth to sit down.
That's what I want to do. I want to do a dive bar with just high top tables.
Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah,
you
do a dive bar with high top tables, long running bar, but it's about the music, it's about the dance floor, it's about
100%
vibing with people again.
Let's get back to the Red Martini though. Y'all went viral for the bottles and the hookah that was outside.
Not me.
Atlanta. Y'all are Atlanta. So
I mean, but that affected some of our people. I'll let you
100%. I mean, it was crazy. They did it on Bryant and them days.
Right. Oh, it was on Wednesday.
It was on Wednesday.
Wednesday morning. They made sure
it was on
you
Wednesday.
niggas not coming to get it. Straight up.
That shit hurt my feelings to see that though.
Oh yeah, it was great. It hurt my feelings to see people stealing the bottles and running down the street. I'm like,
crazy.
man, well, come on now.
I wanted promotion. I wanted Grand Comino to be on the camera and somebody's running stuff. I wanted the promotion. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It was.
Yeah.
Seeing that and being a former club owner. You had Club 72. And we had some legendary nights. I spent my 21st birthday in there, and that was the first time I ever met Lil Jon. And Lil Jon got me drunk my real first time in my life on my 21st birthday. And that's why I always tell people JD is my mentor, because everything that you're not supposed to learn,
Right.
and if a man gonna teach it to you, this nigga taught it to you.
Oh, damn. Don't believe that.
So look, before we go there, Lou, talk about how y'all first met, though, and then we can get into that.
Yeah. But hold on.
All right.
JD got me drunk my very first time in my life.
Uh-huh.
This nigga taught me how to gamble in a casino.
Oh, my God.
Took me to Magic City my first time. And we know how that history has been going.
Uh-huh.
Now he got his own
Oh,
wings
yeah.
and everything.
So everything that an OG supposed to show a young player,
Right.
JD taught it to me. Every single piece of it. But I don't know. Y'all don't even know if you remember how we met. But I tell the story. We met, it was my junior year in high school. Cause y'all started coming to the games my senior year. It was my junior year in high school. I met Bron on a Tuesday. Jay-Z had a show on Thursday. It was Jay-Z and R. Kelly at that time.
Mm-hmm. Best of both worlds.
Yeah, so Bron told Maverick to stay in Atlanta, take me to the show on Thursday. I guess Wednesday, Jay-Z might have put hands on R. Kelly. That's what I'm hearing. So by Thursday, it was called...
they said it was Tata, but I got you. Go ahead.
But by Thursday, it was the Jay-Z and Friends tour.
Right.
It wasn't the best of both worlds no more.
Changed. Mm-hmm.
And Mav took me to the show. And the very first person I saw in the back, JD was sitting on the equipment lockers. And that was the first person that I saw and Mav introduced me to. And JD was sitting there working on the show. And he was like, I know you. And he was like, you play basketball? I was like, yeah. He's like, I'm gonna introduce you to Bow Wow. Y'all niggas the same age. And he took me around the corner, and Bow Wow was sitting in the dressing room, and he introduced me to Bow Wow.
Wow.
But I met JD first.
That's crazy.
And
Wow.
JD
You didn't
introduced
remember,
me.
did you?
I don't remember me introducing him to Bow. Bow won't tell that story.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bow
Did Bow
swears
tell
that we
it?
was
Bow
friends.
Bow wants Lou to be his friend.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And I went and tried to take Bow Wow friend from him. That's the story he want to tell.
Now that I think about what we did do Bow Wow, you think
Yeah, that's the story he gonna tell you. That's my homeboy.
Yeah.
What? All right.
How was it going to the games to see Lou play his senior year?
Oh,
what atmosphere was it and this and that?
I had never seen nothing like it. I'm not, what I mean? I wasn't even in that space.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm from the South Side, so the schools that he went to and the schools on the North Side,
Yeah.
they were more elite in that space, right? And more people were, I won't say that it's not happening on the South Side, but
Right, but it was a different magnitude.
I think they had more. They had
At that
more,
time, we had it at that time.
Yeah, it was just more like the cameras was on his school,
Okay.
right? And I went, and that shit was like being at an NBA game. Like, you know what I mean? You could barely find a seat. Lou dunking on little motherfuckers in the whole gym. I mean, it was crazy. It was a. You could automatically go to his game and see that he was going to.
He was going to the league.
Like it wasn't even no. You know what I mean?
Questions about it.
By the way, when I went to see his game in high school and he went to the league, that's why I started. I'm like, man, Lou, you was dunking in high school. Why the fuck you
ain't dunking it?
What is this shot game you got? Lou, he ain't stopped. He stopped dunking on niggas. He got the NBA.
Got the NBA one dunk like that.
Hey, 4 games a week, dog. You gotta say legs. You gotta say legs. That's what you tell young fellas.
Right,
You're like,
right.
hey, all that
Say
jumping
them-
and running,
say them hops.
relax, young fella.
Right.
Like, nah, trust me, 4-5 years in, you gonna ground all of that shit. You had to
Makes
tell
sense.
them.
That makes sense.
Yeah, nah. So it was amazing. It was like it actually brought a whole different mindset for me about high school basketball. So I could actually see, like, this was before the NIL and all of that. You could see that had to happen.
Oh yeah.
Because we was there to see him. And there was
Right.
probably 100 other people there just to see
See
him.
him, right.
You know what I mean? And at the time, Bow Wow was hot as fish grease, right? So me and Bow Wow walk into that gym to see Lou.
Right,
And
chaos.
Moni-
That shit like,
It bring even
this-
more
you know, but I'm saying
magnitude to you.
for the people that's looking at Lou,
Right.
they like, oh, this nigga the nigga.
Yeah, he
He
the
got
guy.
them niggas coming over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, that. Nah, it was crazy.
Mm.
It was definitely crazy.
You remember when me and Bow got in trouble, bro? We had to call you.
No, what?
You know what
Yo,
I'm
he
saying?
keep rubbing his chin. He never rubbed his chin on
'Cause look,
20 episodes we've
hey,
shot.
Because we've never discussed any of this shit. We
Yeah,
just,
we haven't.
just live life, it's
Right.
happened, and we just keep rolling. You talk
Yeah.
about a 20-year relationship, bro.
Right, right.
Being Bow, we being hot. Now, by this time, Bow was Bow.
Yeah.
I'm the nigga on the way to the NBA, but I got my own car. I got a little change in my pocket. You know, you can see that this is where it's going.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I got a nice car. I had a Tahoe, had a Yukon. You know, I had 22s on my shit. I wasn't bullshit. So, Bow like, I can hang with dude. You know what I'm saying? He kind of understand what I'm going through. So, we in our cars. Bow had a BMW coupe at that time. So, mind you, we both kids, by the way. I'm telling this story like we grown men, but we 17 years old. Bow like, man, run over here with me. We finna go meet these girls. I'm like, cool. Sound like a good plan to me. First red flag. We pull into this neighborhood and there's people outside with literal signs. Like, welcome Bow Wow. I'm like, bruh, I thought we were going to see some girls.
Right.
Are we going to like a advertised party? He like, nah, I don't know what this about. That was the first red flag. But we kids, we ignored it. We like, fuck it, we here to see the girls. So we go through the neighborhood, get to the house. Girls come out the house. He like, meet this girl, meet the girl. So she jump in the car with me, the other girl jump in the car with Bow. Like a movie, police, jump out on us.
Jesus.
We thinking quick, we got fucking sidekicks. Police come to my car first. I'm thinking quick. What y'all doing? How you doing, sir? Bow Wow's in that car right there. We were on our way to the studio. We got lost. Can you help us out?
Ask him a question.
That's
there you
good
go.
fast.
Hell yeah.
Quick.
On your toes, quick.
Quick.
Hell yeah.
He done talking to me. He go talk to Bow. I get on the sidekick. I told him we lost. We go into the studio. Call JD.
Yeah.
He bet. So we call JD. He talks to the police. They let us go. We go to the studio, and that's the one and only time he talked to me and Bow Wow like real kids. You don't even remember that.
I don't
He
remember.
cursed him out? He cursed y'all out?
Bruh, he was talking to us like the kids that we were.
Hilarious.
Like, y'all stupid. Y'all just want to go to jail. What y'all want to do? Like, you about to go to the NBA. Nigga, you got shows to do. What are y'all doing? They talk to us like real deal kids. So
Yeah, I don't play about that part. You know what I mean? I try to, I actually don't. I don't understand. I really don't understand niggas that get put in a position
To win.
that we claim we fight our whole year. I mean, our whole life
Have
to
to
be
get out
in.
of. Right, right.
And then once you get right
there.
there, you decide to do something stupid
That was
that
the
take
night.
you all the way
All
back.
the way back to where.
fifth grade. not even a year.
Right.
That shit take you back to when you was
That was the night.
before you even got started doing what you think you want to do.
Right.
Like, I don't understand that. I don't see how you even put yourself in that position. So I always was concerned that Bow Wow was going to do this, right?
Yeah.
And I think this was like because, people always said that, child stars, they don't actually, they grow up and then they lose their whole shit, right? And
Yeah.
I was just determined to like not let that happen with him.
For him.
Not on my watch.
Right,
Right.
right.
And then even with Lou, like I saw him it ain't had nothing to do with me. I saw what he was getting ready to be.
Yeah.
And I saw how people was acting. I'm like, oh, that can't happen on my watch.
Right,
either.
right,
Like,
right, right.
Not around me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
So-
I just was trying to do like, if you ain't looking at me, you don't see, at least let me tell y'all niggas, man, y'all niggas wildin'.
We was tripping. But look, for me, it was like, bro, I'm running around with Bow Wow, and this is my first time touching a little cheese. This was before the NBA. You get the, the agents and all that
Right.
they want. So I kept some money in my pocket. So I wanted to see what was going on. One particular night, he took me out, and I went to school the next day. And I don't even think he realized he was a part of my decision to go to the NBA. Yes, nigga. Yes. I told you.
Like, hold on, what?
What?
All right. You took me and Kenny to Magic City.
Yeah, I remember this.
You remember you taking me and KB to Magic City?
Yeah.
Nigga, we went to school the next day. Me and KB
I
went to
remember you
school.
saying this. Like, I remember
And
this.
I sat in, and I literally was in third period, and I literally grabbed the hair on my head, and the thought was in my head was, I'm nothing like y'all. I'm not going to school no more. That's what I literally did. Cause I'm looking at the clock, bro. I want to get out this class.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, nigga, I was in Magic City last night. What the fuck? What the fuck am I doing here? I'm like, I'm not going to nobody's school. I'm not doing this again.
And straight to the league.
I went to the league.
Well,
I ain't
whoever's
care
watching this, I don't know how y'all gonna take what he just said.
Hey,
Look, listen.
I won't be the first young nigga in the club.
Yeah.
Oh, at all.
Yeah. I remember that because I'm saying like, I think we had a conversation about you even getting in because he won 21.
Mm-hmm.
This was he wasn't even.
Yeah, we had a
He
conversation.
was in Philly, not 21, getting in the club. So I get it.
I remember verbatim what you said.
We had a conversation. I definitely remember. I don't remember the word what I said, but I definitely remember us having a conversation because you was like, I ain't getting in, and I'm like, shit.
Yeah,
you getting in. You definitely you gonna get in.
Tell you what you said.
What I say?
We was like, bro, we ain't gonna be able to get in there. You said, nigga, y'all with the mayor.
Oh,
that's what you said.
Oh no, we was getting in.
And me and Kitty looked at each other and said, we going to Magic City. And we went to Magic City.
Yeah.
And another thing you taught me how to properly
throw the money. Yeah,
throw the money.
I mean, we had to go through that motion.
Yeah,
we had to go through that motion.
That's
We came to Philly. I had a party in Atlantic City.
Mm-hmm.
He came up there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? To the Bogotto in Atlantic City. I think this is the first time he been in a casino.
Yeah.
And
I was 21 by the end.
And you know, we went down there and gambled. I remember all that. I remember all this. I remember all that. And I mean, you know, like I said, me and Lou, we definitely. That's why I'm here. Actually, I don't be doing a bunch.
So you
of
want to came
podcasts.
for me? You want to came for me? You want to came for me?
I know you too.
I know, but you want to came for me.
I know
though.
you for a long time.
I know that, but you want to came for me.
I've known you for a long time.
I know that, but would you have
I
came for me though, JD?
I would have did that too. I would have did that too. I know you for a long time. I'm just saying, like, you know, this is my guy, right? You know what I mean? This is my dude.
Right.
And it ain't like no situation where we just became friends because niggas this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. Like, I've been seeing him. I call him every time I was in, you know, close to Philly. He'd give me the lowdown, telling me shit about the NBA that I never even knew was happening.
Right.
And it's just, you know, it's a real friendship. It ain't even got nothing to do with nothing
about
like
celebrity,
needing something from one person to the other thing. It's just a real friendship. So I mean, you know, and as you get through this business or you get through life, period, you realize you ain't really got a whole bunch of friendships like that.
That's
like people that you talk to that ain't asking you for shit.
Right.
Or, you know what I mean? Or you ain't asking them for shit. You ain't even trying to use each other.
Right. I think that's how me and Lou got close, though.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't about you. Because everybody, you know, you got to watch everybody now. Niggas, like you said, you pull up to the house, they got signs outside. You got to watch that type of shit because you don't, like that's how it's how it go out here. People, they trying to up their life based on what's going on. So to be around a young nigga that's in the NBA, that one like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
One acting like other niggas that ain't in the NBA.
Exactly.
I was like, this is my dude. You know
my
what I mean?
guy.
We cool. So that's what it was. That's what it is.
I want to switch gears, man, because I got a lot to ask you, because we ain't never really had a chance.
Oh.
Because every time we talk, it'd be an NBA conversation. I don't never really.
Now you want to switch it over?
Yeah, I never really get to pick his brain about music, man. Where do you think music is in this current state with streaming, with TikTok, with it just being so easy to be infamous, more so than putting the work in and putting the effort into your artistry? Where do you think hip hop and rap is in this current state, and music in general with streaming?
I put everything on leadership, man. I feel like all young people don't realize the leaders that came before me and the people that came before them, right? So the people that came before me and then me coming before them. I grew up wanting to be a leader. I didn't grow up wanting to do something like you say. I'm not like you, right? That's the same attitude I had. I grew up saying that to young kids, like, nigga, I'm nothing like you. Like, I'm not, no, hell no. I'm supposed to be in Miami tonight.
Right.
I was 12 thinking like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? I'm saying, so I feel like the music industry, it was created, the space that we love was created by leaders, people that actually dictate what's supposed to happen, right? And now we have people that are listening to people that are not even in the music industry tell us what's supposed to happen, right? So like Silicon Valley basically runs the music industry. They telling us when to put our music up, where to put it at, how we should put it out.
And that's all data analytics and shit.
Yeah, that's, you know, the streams, this, that, and the third. And it's like not one person that's made a record, that's produced the artist, that's created a label, or is at the helm of that conversation. They're all sitting in a room like classmates, letting these people tell us what we supposed to be doing. That's the first and foremost problem. The whole music industry period is that the leadership is not there. You know, Berry Gordy, my idol, Berry Gordy was like, he had his own switchboard in his house at his studio, so that when the phones ring, it didn't go through the operators that the world had. He had his own switchboard of operators at his house.
Right. Nigga got his own phone company, basically.
His own phone company. So that people wouldn't even hear the conversations that he was having inside Motown, right? To even think like that, you in a whole nother space. You know what I'm saying? And this is one of the people this is why Motown was created. You don't have no companies like Motown no more, because we don't have that type of leadership. And that's the same, like Clive Davis, you know, even like Suge Knight, as bad as people see the stuff happening to him, he was a leader to get Death Row to the space that it got to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No matter how it took to get there.
No matter how it took to get there, he still was leading, and he knew he had an idea what he wanted to do, and he did it in a way that we hadn't seen it done. Right. And that's the thing that's missing with music right now. We gotta have people that put that leadership back. Even if you look at like Magic City, the reason why Magic City is the longest standing black strip club in Atlanta, because of Magic.
Yeah.
He's a leader. That's a fact. He's in the club. He know you. He know you. He know me.
Yeah.
He know the niggas that's coming to his establishment, and he makes sure he put eyes on everything that's going on. He know what's happening. He's seen it transfer from what it was in the 80s or whatever to now. He understand the money. You gotta have that leadership, and if not, it's gonna fall apart.
Shout out Magic gave you your flowers too. He said you was the original Make It Rain guy.
Yeah. I mean, I am. People don't really believe that, because they can't believe that it wasn't happening. You know what I mean? Like, it was a time when.
So it's normal now.
Yeah.
Like
that's normal.
That's the only way only time you see somebody do the ones now, you might see a 9 to 5 guy get off of work or something on the day shift. Other than that, nighttime, if you got money, you throwing it.
Yeah. I mean, but you know, like I be telling people, I come from an era where the dances was $10. So even when I'm in the club when I'm in Magic City right now, I think like the beginning of this year or something, like I might have questioned. I said, yo, what? How much a dance in here? Because the girls don't even say nothing about this. They don't even walk up to you and tell you
want to dance.
This used to be a conversation piece. Like the girl walk up to you and tell you it's $10 for a dance. Would you want to dance? And you know, $10. Right. You go in there with 100.
You can add up.
Go in there with 100, you be good.
Good, straight. Yeah. I would go with like 30, but yeah.
But he a $5 dancer.
It was $5 up north for a dance. $5.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Still, regardless, I don't get the memo when the number changed. I don't know when the number changed from $10 to $20 to $100 a dance.
At least.
Yeah. Nobody called me and told me. You know what I mean? And they still ain't called me. So I'm still under the mindset that their dances is $10. These girls in Magic City are getting away with runway murder.
Yes.
Like just highway murder. Like if you throw a girl $500 and it's a $10 dance, and she danced one song. and you just gave her $500 and it's really 10, you know what they be saying when they get downstairs? Them niggas up there. Be fucking them niggas up upstairs. Like, for real, like, because I'm saying I'm a strip club connoisseur.
Yeah.
And strip club connoisseur, and I have never heard when did the dance change?
It was y'all. Who you talking about?
No. We didn't change it. We start throwing the money.
Right.
That's when y'all fucked it up.
But the listen, any man out there that don't got a lot of money to go to the club.
This was me back in the early 2000s. Come on, let's go.
Just understand, the dance ain't but $10.
Y'all took the price tag off of it.
You can take $200 to the club, get you a drink.
Responsible for it.
Huh?
You partly responsible for it. Y'all took the price tags off the dances.
You are.
Yeah, well.
Y'all took the price tags off.
JD, I came down here early 2000s. I was up north, Philadelphia, getting lap dances $5 a song.
Yeah.
Came down here, I seen people like throwing a bunch of, I'm like, hold on, what's going on down here? I got $30 in my pocket. What are we doing? I got to throw the whole 30 at one time?
Yeah,
I just want a lap dance.
And
what's
look,
going on?
and shout out to DJ Nando, rest in peace, God bless his soul.
Yes, sir.
And he gonna shame you into going to
But
get
you're
some
not.
money.
Oh, you gotta go.
I see you with the blue jeans on and the yellow
Yeah.
shirt. Let me legendary. Throw some money.
Yeah.
With your
Yeah,
pro
man.
guy.
Gonna shame you and get some money. I seen some legendary nights So Deaf weekends.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, this is actually, so what he talking about, So Deaf Weekend, this was way prior to that. Like, Magic City was closed when I started throwing money. There was a gentleman's club was here. And it was I started throwing the money out of happiness. It wasn't even about the girls.
Right.
It was just me in the club, drunk, acting wild, just throwing money. Like, oh yeah, look, nigga, I got it. Fuck what I'm saying. It wasn't even about like, let's make it rain.
I'm the mayor. Come on.
It wasn't even a term for it at that
It
time.
wasn't even about that. It was just like, I'm throwing money just to be throwing it, right? And it was also like throwing money at this time at a person.
Yeah.
What year is this?
Women thought was disrespectful.
Around what time is this?
This was 90, right? 96, 97. A Money Anything video, I was throwing the money.
That's when it started.
That's
Okay.
like, I'm throwing the money in Money Anything video. So from there, that's when the mentality started.
Right.
So I'm going to the club. I'm like, shh.
Did you feel like they expected that because they saw the video you throwing the money?
No,
out? So it's
no,
like,
no.
Because he
Because
said it was disrespectful.
I'm gonna tell you, I went to the club one night and I did it, right? And I'll never forget this. The girls was used to you handing them their money.
Yeah.
Girls used to say, I'm not that nasty ass floor, everybody come, right? So I got this girl dancing for me. I done threw her $2,000, just throwing the money. She can't tell what it is because
Right.
this ain't normal at this point in time, right? So she finished dancing. She was like, that'll be $50 or something like that's what she said to me. And I was like, I'm looking at the floor and I'm like, you don't see all this money? And she was like, you want me to get down there and get that money off the floor? And at the time it was like, this is what I'm telling you. There was nobody doing it. They ain't had no guy in there that was raking the money.
raking it up.
No
Ain't
money.
no trash bags.
This was no trash bag.
Wow.
This was, she was gonna have to literally get on her knees and scrape that money up, right? And all the girls on this side didn't have that happening. And all the girls on this side didn't have that happening. She was the only person. So for her, she looked like she was about to be like some kind of pet or something on the ground getting the money.
Money. Wow.
And she was so upset about this. I said, you know what, listen, I'm gonna bend down here. I'm gonna give you $50. I'm gonna take the rest of the money back. That's what I told her. I said, I just threw like $2,000. And I'm saying she really only wanted her $50. She ain't get no fuck about all the money that was thrown. And that's when I realized, oh, this ain't normal.
Yeah.
Like nobody ain't really seeing this. And then
I'd have went back to my 50s.
then
Fuck y'all.
then it happened. So then I think it was All-Star Weekend in Vegas. When was that?
All-Star Weekend in Vegas. I want to say 01, 02 somewhere? No, 01 was Atlanta.
No, 03 was Atlanta.
03 was Atlanta.
Yeah.
So it was before Atlanta, I believe.
That might have been the year after Atlanta.
Or maybe the year after.
Because, yeah.
So long story short, I take this same mentality to Vegas.
You took this shit on the road.
They got a strip club going.
I'd
in
have quit right
Vegas,
then and there.
where I think they got a strip club, you know.
Right.
But because I wasn't going to strip clubs in Vegas at this time either. So I didn't know that Vegas strip clubs weren't nude like Atlanta.
Right.
They topless.
That's a culture shock right there.
Yeah, they topless, but I ain't know they wasn't like they couldn't get naked, right?
Yeah.
So we went, and I'm like, man, me and Nelly, we went to the strip club, and I'm like, this ain't Atlanta, like this ain't what we doing. But we was, you know, it's All-Star Weekend, so we's like, we're gonna make the best of it.
Right.
This club never seen no niggas throw money. Like never, nobody's ever come in there and thrown the money in the air. So it's me and Nelly. So we got 2 bags.
Right.
Like we going crazy. We throwing money. And as soon as we throw all the money, we like, let's go, man. Cause you know, the girls is fighting over the money as it's falling.
Right.
They don't have no strip club etiquette in this place, right? It's no strip club etiquette.
Never
They
seen it
fighting.
before.
They don't know who money is what.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this shit crazy. Like, we got to get out of here. As soon as we leave, pop, 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 they start shooting up the club.
Damn.
Pac-Man Jones and
Oh, that night.
yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Look, he like, oh, yeah, that's that night. That club. This just happened right before, like, it all happened because of that. Like, these girls had never seen this.
Yeah.
Pac-Man from Atlanta, so he was in the midst
Right.
of we was trying to turn Vegas into Atlanta. The girls never seen it. The girls was fighting over the money. I never saw nothing like this. The girls was jumping on the ground, naked. I mean, with whatever they little pieces on, scrambling, trying to get the money. No bad guys, no, it's just wild. It was wild, but that's when I realized, like, oh, ain't nobody really doing
We're
it.
doing this.
You know what I mean? Ain't nobody doing this. And this was at the same time. This was before BMF was BMF. That people, I think your generation started knowing the BMF. This was prior to that. Meech was in the club with me the first night I did it, and he wasn't throwing money. You know what I mean? And I'm sure somebody gonna be like, I don't believe that shit. Believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like, believe it. He wasn't throwing, it wasn't that type of, he had the money.
He had the money,
but he wasn't
just
throwing it.
Right.
It wasn't a thing to throw the money.
Right.
So yeah, it was definitely started with me. I was doing it as a joke. I used to be trying to stick it on the roof. I used to just be doing shit,
On it all the way up
just
so it can
ignorant
stick,
shit. You know what I mean? Like, that used to just be what I was doing.
That's hilarious. Right there, let you know. Hey, BMF popularized it, but JD did it first.
Well, no, I mean, they just, you know, they made it into, you know, once you saw them do it, then
Right.
oh,
Made it
okay,
thing.
all right, yeah.
What made you not do Club 72 no more? How'd that work out?
So hold on, let's talk about Club 72. I'm not a witness of Club 72.
Oh, my bad.
I want to
Yeah.
know what I'm saying. Let the people
I can
know.
tell you.
Yeah.
He had a club. That was East Side, right?
Yeah, I thought we was out here somewhere where we at.
We on the South Side. We on your side right now.
Oh, that's where we at?
Nigga, you been on, you was on that phone.
I fell asleep. I ain't know. We was in the car so long. And the way the driver went, he came like we was going.
Nah, you right here. You on the South Side right now.
God, I don't know why he went this way. That nigga took 285 and was all the way back around. Anyway.
Nah, we had a club on the East Side, and like I said, I was just by the time he had the club, that's when I was 21, and I had my 21st birthday in there. But everybody came through there. I remember being shoulder to shoulder with Jay-Z in there one night. Lil Jon got me drunk in there. I can't even count the amount of times I was in there with Nelly. Bow was funny acting. He was weird at that time.
Started getting weird at the time.
He was weird. He was like on some Michael Jackson shit at that time. Nah, for real, like hoodie, like hiding and shit.
Hiding.
Yeah, he used to make me go to the movies. This nigga used to like to go to the movies the night that his movies came out.
Yeah.
Sit in the middle of the crowd and then act like he don't want nobody to see him and wait till somebody see him. And then we have pandemonium. Now we got to run
Now you
this
gotta
nigga
run
to the car. Yeah, like so this was that era in his life where
Right.
Oh my God.
he was on some who all over that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was outside though. I wanted to see everything, but it was a club, and you had that thing popping.
Oh yeah. Nah, you know, Studio 72 came from
Studio 72. I seen Club 72.
Studio 72 came from Studio 54 was my inspiration.
Out of New York, Studio 54.
But the clubs in Atlanta started closing like they doing right now. And the club started closed at 2:00. And I was so outside that 2 o'clock just wasn't setting well with me. I'm like, we can't be closed at 2 o'clock. That's not Atlanta.
Right.
Right? And then I found out you could stay open till 4 or 5 on the east side. So I'm like, shit, I'm gonna open the club. And I also was beefing with Alex at that time. He had Compound.
How you? All right, go ahead.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
go back.
We get back to that.
I was beefing with Alex, and so I was just like, I'm gonna make me a club. I'm gonna create my own club. I'm gonna put Alex's ass out of business. I'm gonna goddamn, and I'm gonna open a club that stay open late. So that was just my goal, to just try to do it. I always wanted to have Studio 72, but I had reasons at this point to do it, and you know, like I said, I was just trying to be a leader, trying to give people a new experience that we had lost, because we lost 112, we lost the Bounce, we lost Atlanta Live, we lost a lot of clubs.
You was ahead of your time with vegan lifestyle too.
Yeah, Visions. We lost a lot of clubs, and it was just like, if you was really outside, like me, I was outside every day of the week, right? I had somewhere I could go every night, and I was actually going religiously, and then it started closing, and it's like, you fucking up my
shit
you
there.
fucking up my vibe. Like, I ain't got nowhere to go tonight. So I started just like, you know, if they ain't gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And that's what Studio 7.
When you turn, so how long you been vegan, bro?
21 years this year.
21. Shit.
What was the experience that turned you vegan?
Nothing, no real experience. I think I started seeing younger niggas than me, fatter than me.
That was it. That's it.
Oh, no, I gotta go vegan. This nigga fatter than the
No, but I'm saying, like, I start seeing, like, the studio life is this. This is it. You sit down, you play beats, you eat Waffle House, you make a song, you sit down, you eat McDonald's, make a song. Right. You go back to Waffle House, you go to the club, you drink alcohol, you go back to or you might stop at Waffle House on the way back from the club, then you go back to the studio and sit down again. There was no exercising.
Right.
Wasn't nothing running, nothing. Nobody doing nothing. You know what I mean? Wasn't even thinking about a trainer.
Right.
A trainer. Nigga wasn't thinking about no trainer.
We need a runner to go to Waffle House.
Yeah, we need a runner to go to Waffle House. So I just realized I'm getting older. My metabolism is slowing down. I know this is happening. I seen it, and I actually see it. I see it from people my age, and I'm starting to see some younger
people.
That's even worse than where I'm at. I'm like, nah, I can't do it. And I knew, you know, honestly, I'm not trying to work out. I don't have the time. I don't feel like getting up in the morning, going to no gym. I'm not trying to do it. I was saying this to myself. So then I started asking people like, yo, what do a person that don't want to work out, what should he do? And first couple of people was like, you should become a vegetarian. And I'm like, cool, I knew what vegetarian was. I'm vegan, but I mean, I never heard what vegan, I never knew it. I'm from the south side of Atlanta, vegan. My mom cooked every Sunday like it's Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, yeah.
You know what I mean? So ain't no vegan nothing around my house, right? So I don't know nothing about veganism. They tell me about vegetarian.
But you vegan now.
Yeah, I'm vegan now. But I'm saying at this one in the beginning, you asked when I'm in the beginning, so somebody told me you should become a vegetarian. I'm like, all right, what's that? And they started explaining to me what vegetarian was, but I knew exactly what was the weight and what makes you sluggish, right? And it's dairy. It's all dairy. Everything got something to do with dairy is the sluggishness of us and the itis. The itis is completely all dairy, right? Vegetarians still eat dairy. They still eat cheese. They still do. I'm like, nah, I'm trying to pull that stuff out of my diet. I'm trying to get rid of it. So then somebody was like, well, you got to go vegan. And I'm like, vegan? What the fuck is that? And they was like, no meat, no dairy, no nothing. I'm like, hell nah. I'm like, nah. I'm Waffle House, quarter pounder with cheese every day. I'm talking about every day. And it's 2 Waffle Houses on Old National. One at the top when you get out that motherfucker, one down there by my mama house.
It ain't gonna
so
mix you.
when we leave that bitch, we eat that Waffle House. When we get off the highway, we eat that Waffle House. So that's all I was eating. And so in order to get into becoming vegan, I went on a 25-day fast where I didn't eat nothing. Cause I'm like, I'm gonna just cleanse my body and forget about all food.
You went 25 days straight?
Yeah, 25
No
days,
food?
no food.
I tried 3 days, almost died.
Yeah, you that's part of it.
Right.
Food.
That's part of it.
I done tried to do them 2-day juice cleanses.
Yeah.
Day 1, I'm angry than bitch, boy.
Yeah, that's part of it.
I don't never get through day 2.
Yeah, nah, that's part of it. But I'm saying the anger is part of the discipline, right? Because what I learned about my anger and the whole part of it was that when you're angry and you got them headaches and all of that, it's trying to tell you to go to sleep because rest is also part of health, right? The big part of health. And me being in the studio, I was fasting and still staying up damn near to 5 in the morning every day. So I was really angry.
Yeah.
I was mad as a motherfucker. And B Cox would come to the studio with some McDonald's and shit. And I'm looking at this nigga like I want to kill him, right? Like, and then somebody else would come in that bitch with some wings from Magic City, and it's just be like, you know, and I learned how to deal with the smell. And once I got past that shit, I'm like, okay, I got this. So once I got to like day 10, I was like, I got it. I'm gonna make it, right? And then I got addicted to fasting, and I did 40 days and 40 nights. Look at her face. She like, what?
That's tough.
Yeah, I got addicted to it because what happens is you start feeling so good. You feel a way that you never felt since you was a baby, a kid.
I definitely heard.
Like you feel shit. Your body just feels lighter than it's ever felt ever. You feel like you could do anything when you get in that space. That 40 days, 40 nights, I felt like I was walking on air.
So it was like all water? That's all you was drinking?
Yeah, I do the master cleanse. So the master cleanse, and so with it being the master cleanse, it also clean you out, right?
Yeah,
so you flushing anything that's in there that's been in there too long.
Years.
You getting that out. So once you lose that and you not putting nothing else in there, you just feel like
What day you stop being angry?
what? What day I stopped being angry?
You did the 40 days. What day?
What day did you
Well, on the
stop
40
being angry?
on the 40 days, 40 nights,
I feel like I'm gonna be mad at hell 39.
I had it by then, but on the 25 days, like I said, like around day 10, it was like, okay, the headache stopped. Cause the headache started. I'm like, the first 2 days, I ain't think about taking no Tylenol or nothing. You could take Tylenol, you get a headache. But I was still just like, this was new.
Clean.
I don't know
Right,
what
let
to
me
do.
figure
I
it
don't know
out.
what's gonna happen. So I was just going through it. But then I started realizing, like, okay, I got a headache. It's a hungry headache. Just take Tylenol and keep drinking and just try to, go through it. But like I said, it teach you this discipline about food. And then you start realizing that you don't even be hungry when niggas show up with food.
Yeah, you don't.
So like when them nights when they'll come to the studio and I smell the food, I wasn't hungry before they got there. I wasn't even thinking about food before they got there. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as the food get there, you start saying to yourself, I'm hungry.
I'm hungry.
Shit, I want some McDonald's.
That-
You ain't want no McDonald's before they got there, right? And I start realizing that, like, I'm not really hungry. This just something we eat it's like smoking hookah. You just eating just to do it. It ain't really like a thing. You don't really want that hookah.
Yeah, I don't be tripping, but then soon somebody make
Somebody
one.
get the hookah,
bring it around.
you
got
like,
a tip,
shit,
my
let
boy?
me get a tip.
Right.
Let me get one of them tips, man. Let me get one. You ain't thought about no hookah all night. You ain't wanted to go to the hookah spot or nothing. You could have stopped 10 different spots. But as soon as a motherfucker pop one out, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like that. But nah, it's super easy.
It's easy.
Before, there wasn't no burgers, wasn't no Impossible Burgers, wasn't no
none of
Beyond
that.
Meat, wasn't nothing. I was out here going to the Indian spots and eating hummus and crackers and whatever I could find. Yeah, it was rough.
So you said you was feeling the best you ever felt with the 25 and the 40 day. So if you was in the studio, what hits came out of them 25 days and them 40 days? Do you remember that?
Good question.
Shit, a lot.
A lot.
A lot.
Because you was
Yeah, a
extra
lot.
energy, everything. You was behind.
Yeah, a lot. And I had a whole bunch of employees too, right? So my old schedule used to be Jermaine be in the studio all night. He not gonna wake up till about 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Mhm.
That used to be like my schedule. I stay in the studio all night, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. People knew that I wasn't gonna get back up till like 4 or 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Right? I started fasting. I was calling niggas at 8 in the morning. Niggas was like, "Oh, wait, what's going on? Well, why you calling us this early?" Like niggas was getting scared. I was checking if niggas was doing their job.
Right.
I realized, oh, this the page I need to be on because I'm missing
Locked
shit.
in.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
You know what I
right.
mean? I'm 100% focused now.
Right.
Right. I don't know how focused I was before.
Beforehand.
But at this point, it was just everything clear. And like once I saw that and once I felt that, it was hard for me to get away from that.
Wow. Dope as hell right there. So you got hours, well, you got days, you probably damn near months of music. I'm gonna put you on a spot real quick. If you gotta name your 5 best songs, what's
Shit.
your top 5, if you can do it?
My 5 best songs.
Yet.
That's tough.
It's tough. That's why I had to ask.
I mean, it ain't really that hard because I think each one of the songs they hold a space. Like "We Belong Together" by Mariah Carey, because that became song of the decade. I never had that song of the decade out of all the songs I
We
ever
breezing
made.
past cool ass shit. It's a song of the decade.
Song of the decade, that was cool. Yeah, I
Yeah,
did
song
that.
of the
So put
decade. But I'm saying out of all the
Out of
records
all-
I've made,
Yeah,
that's the
that's the
only
one.
song that I ever got to be song of the decade. That's an accomplishment that 50% of the niggas that make music don't even
Exactly.
get to even
Hell
say,
no.
right?
I think it might
So
be more than 50.
That one goes at the top of the list. Then Crisscross Jump, because that's how I got into
How you
this
got into
shit,
the
right?
game. Okay.
And that started the whole roll. Nice and Slow by Usher, because that was his first #1 record. As far as
Didn't
like
know that. Okay.
as on the top 100, that was his first top 100 record. That's basically let people start realizing that Usher was,
He was,
headed
right.
to
He's
where
headed.
Usher is now. Money Anything, because
That's
it
my
was
shit right there.
such a ahead of the space before, niggas in College Park weren't listening to Jay-Z when I put Jay-Z on that song.
Right.
Right. Jay-Z was a northern listened to artist as opposed to what's happening to what he became in Atlanta. And me doing that, it made hip hop understand that I was thinking further than just what they thought we were here in the South.
The South, right.
Right.
So hold on, I don't want you to keep going. Hold on, because this is pivotal right here. Hold on. So what make you, out of everybody, go for Jay-Z with the whole, all right, they're not really listening to him down here. I know he's dope because you know music. What make you be like, you know what, let me see if Jay-Z want to do Money Ain't a Thing.
And at that time, like that's a single. Like it ain't like
Yeah.
now where you just make music, put it out, make music, put it out.
Right,
Like at that
that's
time, you gotta
something
strategize, make
Yeah,
a
it's gonna be
song,
out for 3
the
months, 4
video,
months. Yeah.
It's gonna be a rollout. It's
Yeah.
gonna be what made you
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm a hip hop, really, really a hip hop head, right? So when you, at this point in time, when you was like really into hip hop, it was only these rappers from New York that was like the real hip hop people, right?
Lyricist type. Yeah.
Like people don't understand when I put Crisscross out, it was no rappers in Atlanta. Outkast wasn't out. No Jeezy, no T.I., no Ludacris.
Was it no
nobody.
rappers?
That sound crazy.
Nobody.
Yeah, what year is this?
Nobody. In '92, when Crisscross came out,
Damn.
Atlanta had
When
no
So
rappers.
Deaf Bass All Stars came out.
You want to ask New Face? He probably knows better than I do.
Shout out New Face. You know New
Shout out
Face
New
got a
Face.
bag for you.
Hell
Yeah, we got.
Face,
We gonna get to that.
New
though.
Face.
You know, New
And
Face
by the way, I'm
got a-
saying New Face is here. He can attest to what I'm talking about. It was no rappers. Atlanta had no rappers. Let me say this.
What did the dungeon?
No, let me say. I take it back. I'm gonna
Yeah.
say we had Atlanta rappers.
Yeah.
But they weren't signed to a major label.
Sound was
right?
different.
So we had
Right.
Itchamon Records that was here in Atlanta, and they had Kilo Ali, Raheem the Dream, and Shadi had a deal with Luke Skywalker. And Shadi actually is the person who taught me how to write raps and actually rap.
Okay.
These are the 3 rappers in Atlanta, but they weren't commercially
Successful.
successful, and they weren't signed to majors, right? So they hadn't gone out and got the bags and all of this other shit, all videos or anything.
Yeah.
So when Crisscross came out, I was like, people was already saying Atlanta was South, country ass niggas. Y'all don't know nothing about no hip hop. Y'all don't know what the fuck y'all doing. Hip hop started.
I was one of them in Philly. I was one of them. I'll be honest. I'll be honest.
So I'm 18, 19 years old. I'm a real hip hop person. I'm not into R&B, none of that shit. I'm really into rap. I came from dancing, being a b-boy, and wanting to be the most b-boy hip hop motherfucker. You know, I went to After Midnight in Philly. I've been to, you know what I mean? I was out here trying to be in the spots where all hip hop was. So if you was that, if you was that hip hop, you know, Nas, Jay-Z, Gangstar, these
Big L.
these backpack rappers at the time that seemed like backpack because they hadn't exploded.
Yeah.
They were more like the underground rappers that was on the come up, right? And we went to New York and we did this Great Day in Harlem where they take this picture. So they did all the rappers that was supposed to be like the jazz photo, right? And they redid that with rappers. And when I got out there, on my way to the photo shoot, I think I was listening to a Clue mixtape or something, and Jay-Z had took the sleeping in my bed. Y'all want to dance? I'm gonna make you dance. Y'all want to move? He had took that and made it his own, and he was saying something like, "Y'all want something?
Y'all want to floss with us?"
No, not that one. Not that one.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But he had took it and he was rapping over the Drew Hill remix. And once again, I'm from College Park. I'm not new to hip hop, but I'm to hear people that I think is in hip hop doing shit that I did,
right,
and being inspired by me. I'm like, oh shit, like damn, Jay-Z, he fucking with me, like, cause I was under the impression that them rap niggas weren't fucking with me because I'm from Atlanta and they thought we ain't know what the fuck was going on, right. So I heard it. And then when I seen him at the thing, I'm like, dog, I heard what you did to my beat. I heard what you did to Drew Hill. He's like, yeah, I fucking with it. I'm like, shit, we need to make a record. At that point, that's when my mind was on it. I ain't think about nobody not listening to him or nothing. I just was thinking about this nigga fuck with me. And this nigga nice.
Yeah,
right? That's it. I wasn't even like locked into if niggas in Atlanta knew who he was.
Right.
I was thinking about me. And I was thinking about when I make my own records, because I felt like Crisscross was me writing for kids. Brat was me writing for Brat, female. Escape was me writing for R&B group. I was thinking about my album. I'm like, my album needs to be I want people to actually know who I am, right? Who I am in hip hop is not, I don't care if my records become number one. I do, but I don't really care because I'm really more, I want you to respect me as a rapper and understand I'm into this hip hop shit.
Yeah.
So when I went to the label and told them that I was, my first single was gonna be with Jay-Z, they was like, what? Why? Who is he? And I'm like, this the record I'm putting out. And he's like, but you got a song with Mariah. And I'm like, yeah, man.
Right.
And it's like, well, you got a song with this person. You got a song with this person. I'm like, nah, that's not the person that I want y'all to understand. I want y'all to know who Jermaine Dupri is as an artist. And as an artist, I want my records to be more hip hop. And at the time, all I cared about for my album was that I get the first song on the Clue tape. That's all I care. I ain't care about the Billboard. I ain't care about that. I just was like, if Clue play my song first on his mixtape, I'm good.
You good.
Right? Jay-Z came to Atlanta. We did Money Anything. I called Clue. I said, yo, I'm about to sing you this song. This song got to be number one.
How y'all send songs at that time?
Huh?
How did you send songs at that time?
I think emails was working, right? Yeah, this one.
Yeah, emails was working back
emails,
then.
Yeah,
emails was working back
how do you say
Nah, what? This 90 what? Niggas had emails then?
97, man. Come on now.
Emails was
I
out
had
there?
email in college. I had email in
97.
college. I was in college in 96.
Yeah, 97
y'all-
emails was
y'all
going. So yeah, you
dial-up
send a song.
Dollar.
Yeah, how y'all was sending songs back then? Yeah, I'm telling him like I'm singing this song, and I'm pushing to be first on the. He never heard it, so I'm telling him he gonna put my song on his mixtape first.
Yeah.
He like JD, I ain't never put no Southern nigga first on my mixtape. He's saying this to me. He's saying this to me, and I'm like, man, I'm telling you, gonna put my shit first. Sent the song to him. He called me back like, woo! He was going crazy. That's all I needed.
Right.
At that point, I was gone. I was like, I got it. You know what I mean? And I didn't care about anything else that was gonna happen. I just was like, that's what I was trying to make sure happened with my album.
No, that was a good one. That was a big one up north. That was a big one.
You
I mean,
touched
and
on
dang.
you touched on Nice and Slow, man, and as a fan, because I remember going to get the Confessions album. I was in high school. I was like, "Mom, you'll take me to Best Buy. I want to get this album." She's like, "What is the album?" I was like, "Usher." She was like, "Usher?" She was like, "He sing the sexy music, don't it?" I'm like, "Yeah," but at that time, Yeah was out. Yeah was the record. I'm like, "Yeah, I want to." And I remember listening to Confessions for the first time, and I didn't realize that I was listening to the greatest R&B album of all time. But I'm like, "Yo, this shit is fire," because I liked My Way. 8701 was my shit, but by the time Confessions came out, I was a full-blown Usher fan.
Kept building and building. Yeah.
And to see Usher, man, having the resurgence he's had these
Now?
past few years and being back on top of the world, y'all have an opportunity to do Super Bowl together. And I'm gonna tell you, and my family attests to this. I was in my crib like I was doing the Super Bowl because I'm like, them my partners, like my people doing the Super Bowl show.
up, word.
What was that
cool.
like, bro? Everybody, because I want to talk about it in the right lens because everybody want to talk about what the fuck you was wearing. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that.
Them socks?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And them shoes?
Yeah, see,
All LV. You see,
but
Oh, yeah, we saw you. We
know
saw you
what I'm
posted.
saying?
We saw you
But
reposted.
just that experience alone, I walk me through that. Getting that phone call, putting that show together.
well, I wasn't part of. I think they, because they was trying to create this bet, right? They had this bet where they was like, what songs would Usher perform first at Super Bowl?
Oh yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
right. And this was a real
I
bet.
think I bet on that.
This was a real Vegas bet.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
Where they was getting money and all that. So I think they didn't want me to. They said JD always on his Instagram talking shit, telling people shit.
Right,
Filming, yeah. So I think they was trying to make sure I wasn't like the leak
Yeah.
throughout. So they didn't tell me I was doing Super Bowl till like damn near the week of Super Bowl,
Oh, shit.
right? And
Damn, JD.
How did that go? Because I know you was talking to him. So how did that
yeah,
go?
I was actually at rehearsal for Super Bowl, and nobody wouldn't tell me I was gonna be on the motherfucker.
But you ain't have a clue. You ain't have an idea.
No, I had no clue, and I wasn't asking. I wasn't asking because that's not my role.
Right. That's
Although he did perform 6 songs that I wrote on Super Bowl, I still wasn't.
it was like, yeah.
I still wasn't like, this is his
Shit.
moment. You know what I mean? This is
I'd have had a microphone so fast at rehearsal. Which one you
Where
want?
my mic at?
Which one you want to work on first, bro?
It was crazy because he called me and he was like, "Yo, JD, I need you to come to LA and see the Super Bowl performance, man. I feel like something ain't right, blah, blah, blah." So I flew out to LA. I'm with him, watching him rehearse, going over da-da-da. And I'm telling him what I think he should do, this, then, the third. He ain't never said not one time, like, "Yo, well, you gonna come out." And I'm like, I don't know. So, right. So people keep saying it to me. They like, "JD, I know you coming out on stage with him." I'm like, man, I'm just going to Super Bowl. I'm gonna be out there on the floor.
Yeah.
I mean, when they come out. And yeah, I ain't learned till like the week, we ain't even had no rehearsal. I think the day before Super Bowl is my first rehearsal on the stage.
Wow.
Of me actually going up on the stage with the mic and actually doing it. And what was crazy is that he told me that week, he called me, he was like, "JD, I want you to put your voice on the track." And it was a part where I spoke at, I had a whole different part where I was supposed to be talking, and I had recorded it. And he was like, "But I want you to come out and do it." Right? So when I got up on the stage, I was like, damn near it was like almost like I was lip syncing. And I'm like, this don't feel like
Right.
what I'm supposed to be doing. So then he was like, "Well, take the vocals off and let him do it live." And I'm like, oh shit, this Super Bowl. I have a problem not cursing. I curse every time. Every time. If it's a bunch of crowd, people,
Right.
"Oh,
You
hey,
gotta-
motherfucker, look, this here." Right? So I was just like, oh shit. Because I'm used to going to my concerts
Right.
and able to say what I want to say.
Yourself.
So it was the first, so yeah, it was dope. Though. It was dope to have everybody on that stage was basically had some kind of connection to me, except for her.
Her, I was
But everybody on that stage, to see everybody from where they came from. Lil Jon was my employee.
Yeah.
He interned for you, right?
Nah, he was actually my first person that I hired as an A&R at So Def.
Wow.
Ludacris, I put Ludacris on Madden 2000 before he had a deal. And I was gonna sign Chris based on that, but people at my company told me I shouldn't. So I didn't sign Chris based on that. And my label saying they didn't think it was a good idea. So, where them niggas at now. But nah, Lil Jon was part of that conversation. But yeah, just to see.
Put Lil Jon out there.
Yeah, but to see John, Chris, and Usher, and myself, at Super Bowl, at the largest stage that you could actually perform, it was definitely amazing. I felt the same way you felt. Nigga, this our shit. Like, this
That was dope.
our shit. You know what I mean? It was the Usher Bowl.
All right, so you was at, he was at 3.
Y'all was at 4. I said Money Anything was 4.
I thought Jay was 4.
No, We Belong Together.
Belong Together.
Jump.
Usher, Nice and Slow.
Nice and Slow.
Jay-Z 4.
Yeah,
you do this a lot. You do this a lot. Okay,
Money
you do
Anything.
this
So
a lot.
I got 5. So then
let me get 6 then. Go ahead.
5 would be.
We got a lot. God damn.
No Bow Wow records?
Hold on now. Come on now. Let that man talk.
I am letting them talk, but I can say something.
You can say something.
That's why I look this way.
Yeah.
Jagged edge out there.
I'm gonna have to go with. And it changes every week, but it's gonna change. This week.
This
week in particular, because Just Kicking It was the start of So Deaf.
So Deaf.
Right.
Okay.
And I just went to see Escape perform in LA on their last show at the Forum. And I posted a picture and I posted a message about me writing Just Kicking It. And how when I signed Escape, I didn't have an idea what I was doing because I came from hip hop. I'm a hip hop guy.
Right.
I never made an R&B record in my life. Never. For
Crazy
nobody. I
because
never
of what
wrote
you've been
an
able to do.
For that album, whew.
Never wrote an R&B song for nobody in my life. And the first R&B song that I wrote was Just Kicking It for Escape.
That's crazy.
And when I wrote that on the caption, Candy was like, I didn't know that was the first song you ever wrote. And it's crazy because I don't think nobody thought.
Right.
Nobody knew that I never had made an R&B song. So that's the first R&B song that I ever made that I wrote completely and put into the world.
Wow.
So that's why it'll be on the list of top 5, because it's just
There we go.
a monumental moment.
Nice top 5. Nice. Yeah. So in the middle of COVID, the verses jumped out. And your name was coming around a lot.
Yeah.
About you battling this guy, battling that guy.
This guy and that guy.
You said what?
Who's this guy and that guy?
Oh, I can say the name. Okay, well, Diddy was one of the guys.
Did you say the
Yeah, I did.
This your show, nigga. That nigga said, can I say the name? Luke.
Hey, listen, we just always operate in the space.
Yeah, we try to stay away from all that crazy stuff.
Yeah,
you know
we
what I'm
ain't
saying?
trying to be part of. We ain't trying to be a part of that part of the podcast.
Part of that part of the pod, but yeah, supposed to be you versus Diddy, and you. I ain't gonna lie, JD. Me and Lou was going back and forth a lot because I'm up north in Philly with Bad Boy. He in the South with JD. So me and him actually did a versus, and he actually kind of won. He kind of won,
He didn't know what to play.
Yeah, I did.
I mean, you know what's crazy about is that Lou gonna see this different because he was here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody should see it different, but I'm saying even when I was talking to Puff about this, he was trying to downplay Bow Wow. You can't downplay the Bow Wow era.
Can't
right?
at all.
And every time somebody was talking to me about this battle, Puff got Biggie. And, in any fight, if you don't get hit, it ain't no real fight. Right? That's what I was telling people. He gonna hit me with the Biggie records, I got it.
Yeah.
That's cool. But what he gonna do when I get to this Bow Wow era?
Right.
Because it ain't.
Usher bag.
He don't got nobody that was even in that space, right? That's what I was saying.
We argued about Usher, though, because we split that. Because Diddy had an album with Usher. Because of you.
No.
Oh, I thought you...
no, I had nothing to do with that one.
I thought it was a story that...
They said you sent...
They said you sent them to New York for Diddy.
L.A. sent them.
Oh, L.A. sent them.
LA
Oh, wow.
right?
Well,
Yeah.
Your name out there on some documentaries or something.
I actually did... Well, I told Usher I wouldn't work with him when he went to work with me.
This nigga
Why?
JD.
Earl, it was like Usher came to meet me at a Crisscross concert at the Fox. And I was going through it so much with Chris and Chris' parents,
Okay.
right? They parents was like,
Were they
our
like
shit.
managing?
Yeah, this
you know,
us.
this
Yeah.
our shit now. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
so it felt like, I was like, you know what? My next move ain't gonna be no kid.
Yeah.
Right? I ain't doing that. We're not
Right.
doing that, right? So I met Usher and I saw him like, damn, this kid, he good. But I also had this thought that, oh, it's a mom, a dad, somewhere. Right? I ain't met them yet. But as soon as I say yes, they gonna jump out from behind that wall.
Right.
Hey.
This,
So I was just like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. So I did, I told Usher, I said, yo, you know what? Good luck, man. I'll see you down the road somewhere.
Okay.
And he got signed to LaFace.
Yeah.
When he got signed to LaFace, that's when they
sent him.
They
Oh,
sent
wow.
him to see
They
Puff.
definitely saying JD. You sent them up.
Nah, I ain't had nothing to do with that one.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right, all right.
I saved him.
He saved.
Yeah, I ain't had nothing to do with it though. I saved him.
I didn't want him to go up there, but he went up there.
Yeah.
Definitely didn't have nothing for the Bow Wow bag.
Yeah, so that's what I kept saying is that's like, it's interesting because people still want to argue about that. Like the whole era of 106 in Park was controlled
About.
Yes.
by Bow Wow.
That's a fact.
Right. So however long that TV show was on, the nigga was
He
so
was Mr.
popular they
106
made him the
He was a
host.
host. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it went from him being videos to just like shit, this is my show.
It's my show now.
Right? I don't know how you try to ignore that era. You know what I mean? It's just not. It's almost impossible. And then I kept going to shows, and I'm like Chris Brown's show recently. And Chris Brown played Shorty Like Mine at his concert. The whole arena
Crazy.
sing that shit like it just came out yesterday.
Yeah.
Right? And that's that's because that's an era, right? And that's what I kept thinking about anybody that like, I think a lot of people in hip hop, they want to act like they understand the young people shit, but they weren't tapped into young people the way I was tapped into the young people. Right? Even like me and Lou hanging out.
Right.
Like, it's niggas that found out about Lou after the fact. But I'm saying, like, I started hanging with him before he was
Before that.
even went to the league.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I just gravitate to the younger energy.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's hard to beat me in any space when it's got something to do with hip hop because that younger space is really that's the future. I'm looking at what's coming down the line, right? And a lot of people they're not prepared for that. So anybody that they was trying, I think they was talking about the track masters and all of these people got records.
Yeah.
But it's an era of time where I don't know how you fight me in that era if you ain't got Romeo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that still ain't gonna help.
It was a one. Yeah, it's not.
That still ain't gonna help you. So I didn't think I wasn't saying I was gonna win. I thought me and Puff was gonna get a.
This was gonna be a great show.
We was gonna have a great show.
Oh yeah.
We was gonna do this shit at Madison Square Garden. I was ready. It was gonna be something.
Yeah, because Lou was like when he dropped them R&B songs, that's when it's a rap. So we started talking. I was like, man, 112, Jagged Edge. I'm like, what are you talking about?
It was gonna be amazing.
This would be good.
You know what I mean? And like 112, they from College Park, so it wasn't
right.
It wasn't no
thing, yeah.
beef. It was just like, let's let the music play, man. Have a good time.
Yeah. Oh, that was dope. That was a dope time.
This might be for me and you. But the other day you spoke on Rocco, and I don't even think people know that Rock is one of my favorite rappers.
They were saying he wasn't in the top 50 or something, right?
Yeah.
And it was a list.
Complex. Which camera I can look at? What is it?
Camera 3 right
there. Complex. Whoever work at Complex and you left Rocco off, you need to be fired.
Oh my mama.
Like for real, there ain't no
my mama.
or you don't need to speak about Atlanta no more.
Right.
Cause
if you don't know
Rocco the Don to me, and I might be biased because I signed Rocco, but Rocco was he the guy to me that got the trap into designer clothes. Like the trap was into going to Waltons and getting some, Air Force Ones
Baggy
and
stuff,
some
yeah.
jeans
all
and a
that
white
shit,
t-shirt.
we were still
and
on
a
the
new
big
hat.
t-shirts, jewelry.
But Rocco was shit. I'm stopping at Lennox Square. I'm gonna go ahead and get these.
Valley.
You know what I mean? I'm going to
Gucci,
get these
Louis,
red
yeah.
bottom sneakers and he was the one to me that got Future on that fashion shit. Cause Future was signed to
Because
Rocco.
he signed, yeah.
And his songs just was like, it was just different. His mixtape was called Lingo. He was talking about, he had a whole different little swag to the
Swag
shit.
and
You know
everybody.
what I mean? And I just don't, he actually had an era, right? He had an era that was like, you know, it was Jeezy. Jeezy had his own thing, but Rocco came in like,
man.
he had a different thing.
Had his own.
I mean,
had
he had
his
a whole
own
different
vibe.
thing. And he
Had
was-
his,
yeah.
Rock is one of my favorite Atlanta rappers, if not my favorite. Obviously, you know, you got the Tips, the Jeezys, and all them guys, but
Right.
Rocco hit like a bomb. And then one day I looked at the credits. I said, "This nigga signed to JD,"
Yeah.
because it didn't sound like
yeah.
Right.
something that would come out of So Def. It was different. It was unique. So I was like, damn. I wonder how that worked. Did you produce on that album, or it was
Nah,
just a deal?
actually, I just wanted to sign him. You know what I mean? I saw when he had I'ma Do Me was going. He was dating Monica at the time, and me and Monica was in the studio. So me and Monica was in the studio working, and I found out that Rocco was the person that she was dating. And I'm like, yo, tell him to come to the studio. I'm trying to sign him. And she was like, what? And I'm like, yeah. She was like, well, all right, I'm gonna tell him. So we talked, and this one I had just, you know, I was at Def Jam, and my man Shakir, rest in peace. We was on everything that was moving in Atlanta. If it came out and it was hot and was going in the streets. So that's when street music in Atlanta was like, somebody in the streets was bubbling in Atlanta, they was really bubbling. Like all the streets was talking about Rocco and this, that, and the third. So I'ma Do Me was just crazy out here. And I was just like, man, I don't want to see this project not see the day of light because it's just happening in Atlanta. So we made a deal to get him at Def Jam. Yeah, the rest is history.
Wow, that's dope. How did the name, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure Lou know, but how did the name So Def come about?
Well, at the time, in the 80s, everything was deaf, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything was deaf. That's deaf, this deaf. So me being angry and wanting to be deafer than everybody,
Right.
I just was like, shit, you cool. I'm so much cooler.
Cooler than you.
So
So
deafer than you.
deaf.
Yeah, I'm so much deafer than you. So it's almost just like a very egotistical attitude
Right, okay.
thing that came so deaf. And it was just like, it wasn't even really like, I didn't even think it was a company. I wasn't thinking about a company. I just used to write this because I was making mixtapes. So I used to try to find a name to call my mixtape. And it was just like So Def mixtapes. And I kept seeing this everywhere. I would write it on everything, like all these mixtapes. And as I started making records, I was just like, they ask you that question, like, what you gonna call your company?
Right.
And you looking around.
Well, the Afro Man came in.
Yeah,
Huh?
you had a Jerry curl. What Afro Man coming at?
Well, the Afro Man, listen, the Afro Man logo, which is so crazy because Bone Crusher actually created this first logo that we had. I had a logo for So Def that was super corporate, right? It was like a corporate logo. And Atlanta was new to this. The lawyers here weren't hip hop. They didn't know nothing. Atlanta wasn't even in nowhere
That
where it's
space,
at right now.
right.
So I'm like 19. I'm still young, right? I got 20 years old. I'm getting my label. The lawyers out here, they telling me, you gotta have it's gotta be corporate. It gotta be corporate paperwork and this, that, and the third. They trying to make it not be so hip hop. I'm like, nah, I need this shit. Def Jam got a turntable and
Right.
all this other, and I'm looking at all these other labels, and I'm like, nah, my shit, I don't got that. My label look like corporate. It look
Right.
whack. Like
Right.
this shit like Coca-Cola or some shit. It don't even look like a record company. So they was like, well, Jermaine, you gotta have two logos. And I'm like, 2 logos? It's like, yeah, we gotta have a corporate one, so when we send out the corporate papers, and you can have whatever y'all want to do with your little street shit, right? This how they was basically talking to me. So I was on a quest to find the street
The
label,
streets, okay.
right?
Okay.
And Bone Crusher made one that we started using, and it was So Def block letters, look more like graffiti, cool. And then this guy Skip, shout out to Skip, he drew the Afro Man, and he put the So Def inside the Afro Man head. And first look, I was like, hell nah, that make my label look like some Afrocentric shit, like some goddamn, you know what I mean, pics and shit. I ain't with all that. That's like Soul Train. I was
Right,
thinking
right.
like, I'm young, I'm thinking
Right.
like, Man, I ain't with that shit. Feel like Don Cornelius type shit, right? And I'm thinking about like I'm hip hop, super hip hop.
Right.
Don Cornelius is
not
we're not
hip-hop. Yeah,
trying
he's
to go.
soul,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's not hip hop. So I'm like, nah, I ain't fucking with that. I wasn't fucking with the Afro Man. And then some people saw it. I think we put it on like a logo. We put it on a jacket. We put a logo on a jacket. And some people start seeing it. They was like, yo, that logo crazy. And I was like, what logo? It's like that Afro Man shit. And I wanted to say, but then I would have been like dissing my own
Dissing your
self.
own
Like,
shit, right.
y'all niggas like that shit, right? So I ain't say nothing. And I just kept watching people like gravitate to it. And then I realized it actually was what I was looking for. It's a logo. It ain't even about, you know what I mean? You see that, you know what it is.
You already know what it is.
You know what it is, right? So that's what I was looking for. And sometimes you don't even realize that what you're looking for is right there, right? I was getting ready to start getting a whole bunch of other shit if I wouldn't have seen people like saying,
Reacting
yo,
to it.
I
Wow.
fuck with it. I probably would have got a different logo.
Right. Wow.
I definitely went with the Afrocentric shit.
You still got the baby blue Benz?
Nah, I was just talking about that the other day. I wish I had it.
I seen that
What's up with the baby
clip.
blue Benz?
Yeah, huh?
What's up with the baby blue Benz? What's
So
going
I had a Benz that used to be my studio car that I would only drive when I was mixing my records, right? So if I get in there, like I went to this car shop on Roswell Road, Cartoons, and they put this system in my car, and the system was so incredible. I listened to my mixes. Every record I listened to it in there, it just sounded amazing. So I started mixing my records in this car, and I started like always needing this car around
when you want to hear it?
when I'm listening to my mixes. So if I was out of town, I'd be like, I gotta wait till I get home. I gotta listen to it in the car, right? So I was really on the believer of this car was the thing. And I kept the car as long as I could, but you know, it got old, you know what I mean? Having that old ass Benz sitting out there, it wasn't sexy.
I like that Benz.
Nah, it was cold. It was
like
cold.
that Benz. I got a story for you. Probably don't remember this either. You were making the So Def compilation album. I think Pastor Troy had Murder Man on there. It was Young Capone. Shout out Young Capone.
Yeah.
And you called me and you was like, yo, pull up to the studio, I want you to hear something. I was like, all right. Never asked me to do that before, by the way. So I'm like, cool. So I pull up to the studio, like, come on, we're gonna take a ride. So we jump in the Benz. So you start playing the So Def compilation album, but you never said what you wanted me to hear. So like the third song was, Oh, I Think They Like Me remix. And I'm listening, but I'm like, I heard this before. I'm like, all right, that's pretty regular. Bow verse came on. Then Bow said, I ain't gotta act hard. I'm under 21 with a black card. And I went, woo!
I remember that. I remember now.
I said, hey, now I don't know how much my opinion weigh.
Right.
I said, but that's a hit right there.
That's
what I told him. I said, that right there is a hit. And when I see you tell that story about the blue Benz, I said, he not bullshit. I got an experience in that blue Benz.
Nah, and I needed it. Bow didn't like that verse. Bow didn't want to do that song. He ain't even like that song.
Oh.
Yeah, like, cause you know the Franchise Boys was super underground compared to what Bow Wow had, what he was thinking about.
Yeah.
Right. They was, they was on Bankhead. They was in clubs that Bow Wow wasn't even thinking about going to, like in areas where where Bow Wow wasn't even thinking about going to.
Right.
They was from the projects in Atlanta and all of that. So this sound, snap music was like a new sound.
Yeah.
It was D4L and it was Franchise Boys and it was like, a couple other people. But if you weren't from that area, the Pool Palace and all of these other little spots, you weren't really into that type of music. So Bow Wow, that wasn't really his bag when he first heard it.
Yeah.
Like he was like, why I gotta do this song? And I'm like, nigga, listen,
telling you.
you get on this song, it's gonna be a different thing. And that verse, like Lou reaction, made me say, damn, this might be the best Bow Wow verse he ever had at that point because nobody had ever acted like that.
Right.
I never saw nobody react to a Bow Wow verse the way he
Well, you
reacted
did.
that day.
Okay.
And I knew that he was in the same age group.
Right.
So I'm like, shit,
We gotta drop this.
this it right here. If he act like this,
Right.
bullseye.
That's what you want,
know what I mean?
right.
Like
That's what you want.
and that's what I'm saying. I try to pay attention to people's reactions and their body language when I'm making music or whatever I'm doing. That's a big important piece to my puzzle.
That same day is the one and only time I met Janet Jackson.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. That nigga. I see why
What you
Newface
call
here.
him?
You a Newface.
Ask him what he called Jenny when he saw it. Ask
Yeah,
him
what you called him?
All right, I tell my story. This is my truth. I was gonna let it cook. I was gonna let it go. So after listening to that, we went to your house. So we pull up JD crib, and how I remember it, your kitchen was kind of right here, and it was like a living room area right off of the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a TV in the kitchen and TV in the living room. So I'm chilling on the couch. JD ran upstairs, did something, came back downstairs. There was a chef in the kitchen. He was cooking. And it was a lady. She had on a hat and like a hoodie, looked like she'd been working out some. JD came downstairs and they kissed. And my first thought was, damn, this nigga cheating on Janet.
Oh my God.
That's my first. That's my first thought. Boy, I'm minding my business. I'm in this bad house.
Yeah.
I ain't seen shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't heard nothing, seen nothing. I ain't part of nothing. It's not my business. You know. Some time go by, and she's in the kitchen, and I'm in the living room. But we're watching the same thing. We're watching the same thing on the TV.
Mm-hmm.
So we lightly just having a conversation about what's going on the TV, but we're not really talking, looking at each other, or nothing like that. So, man, about 45 minutes to an hour go by, we kicking it. You know what I'm saying? So JD come back downstairs, he done changed clothes, showered and shit, give her another kiss. He like, come on, we out. I'm like, damn. So I walk over, we leaving, they embracing, so I kind of stand back to let them, you know what I'm saying, finish embracing. And she turned around and looked at me and she said, what was your name again? And looked me in my eyes and I said, that's goddamn Janet Jackson. Hey, so my story is, nigga, I hung out with Janet Jackson.
You did.
I hung
For
out
an hour
with
or
Janet Jackson.
For hours or something.
And guess what? I ain't never seen her again.
You never seen it again since?
Never ran into her, never been in the same space with this lady. That's the one and only time I've met any Jackson, and it was a pleasure.
And she asked you your name, and you said, goddamn Janet Jackson.
Yeah, nigga.
He gave her his name. He gave her her name. When she asked him what his name was.
My heart stopped. I'm like,
I feel you.
oh,
Funny as hell.
yeah,
funny.
that was all the same day.
Nah, that's what's up.
That was a dope story. I think you interviewed with somebody and you were saying how she wanted to like go to the strip club. She wanted me to help her with the music because you was looking at her, hey man, you Janet, you blah, blah, blah. But you felt more like, wow, she want to go to the strip club? Come on, we out. You want me to help you with some music? Come on, let's do it. Let's get it.
Yeah. I mean, it was, you don't, it's just the same thing I was saying about earlier about the Kamala conversation. You don't realize how regular people are.
Right.
And there's levels that people get to that you actually don't believe that they have no regular life,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Her regular life, she got 6 brothers.
Mm-hmm.
So it ain't nothing that a nigga can do
Exactly.
that's gonna get past her that
Got
she
6
ain't
brothers
seen,
that seen it all.
that she ain't seen a nigga do.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It ain't nothing you can say that she ain't heard a nigga say.
Mm-hmm.
When I first met her, I heard she used to be telling me about how a girl will be in their house in one of the brothers' room, and he'll bring the girl to her room and say, yo, act like this your friend, because there's another girl downstairs.
Hilarious.
Like, and I start trying to visualize that shit going on inside their house.
Mm-hmm.
You can't even imagine what that is. Like,
Hell
you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
it's 6 niggas that's famous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, super
Everybody.
famous.
Right.
Yeah.
Super famous. Yeah.
And
all of them.
it's girls
There
in
ain't
there.
one left out.
Right.
Yeah, there's girls in there, and they trying to. Girls coming over there don't even know who they want to really.
Be
They
with,
coming
yeah.
over there trying to talk to Jermaine, but they really
Yeah,
trying to
they
get
want
Michael
to-
out the room. Like, you know what I mean? So when you start thinking about it, you like, okay, shit. You know, ain't no need for her to stay at the house. She ain't like shit, she not. It ain't what you gon'. Ain't nothing you can say. Yo, you don't need to be around this.
Right.
I don't. Why? Why not?
Yeah, let's go.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's what it
Come on.
was. Yeah.
I'm gonna let you lead on this question because this your thing. But I got a big opinion about it, the Dr. Umar shit.
Dr. Umar. Oh, yeah. So, Dr. Umar been in the news about hip-hop.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel.
Dr. Umar been in the news about over the past 50 years, he feel like hip-hop has done more harm than good in the communities because there's no institutions that hip-hop built, far as hospitals, banks, stuff that make the black community strive more similar to like how Black Wall Street was, where we had doctors, nurses, hospitals and all that. So I understand what he's saying, but I feel like he's taking it to a point where it's like, hold on, fam, relax. Hip-hop has done some great things for our community.
Yeah, and I disagree wholeheartedly with what he was saying.
I don't disagree wholeheartedly. I understand what he's saying. I just feel like he doesn't communicate it well because my thing is this. I'm tired of talking about the problems. Let's talk about how we can make Black Wall Street again. That's where I'm at with it. I'm not with, oh man, drill music's doing it. All right, well, what can we do to make everything better in the community? So our question to you is, what do you feel hip-hop has done for the black community? Because you've been around, I'm not gonna say 50 years, I'm not gonna say 50.
No, I have. I have been around 50
50?
years. Yeah, I am hip-hop.
Let's go. Yeah. Come on now. See? Come on.
Yeah, I am hip-hop. I didn't actually realize that until these 50 years of hip-hop. And I'm like, damn, I've been doing, like I said, people don't even talk about this. Mm-hmm. Like I said about Crisscross. It was no rappers in Atlanta that had a major record label besides the two artists that I ever put out. Silk Times Leather was the first group I signed them to Warner Brothers, and then Crisscross got signed to Columbia. These are the first two artists in this city.
So let's Silk
Times Leather was a female rap group. That was my first group.
Wow.
And I signed them. They got signed when I was 16. Mm-hmm. I say that to say that from where I come from, I don't know how old Dr. Umar is, right?
I think you're around 47, 48 maybe.
From where I come from.
Trying to hide that shit, all that Beijing. Go ahead.
From where
he don't like Dr. Umar, by the way.
Right. From where I come from, hip-hop was an outlet just like basketball and sports, right? It allowed me to, provide for my family. It allowed me to give opportunity to other people to provide for their family.
Right.
So the good, to me, that hip-hop brought should be celebrated more, right? I think that's the first and foremost problem with Dr. Umar when he talks about this stuff, like, and I watch this and I don't say nothing about it because I don't want people to be like, Jermaine, you just want everything to be about you. I don't want it to be about me, but I'm saying if you're going, you never hear people talk about the niggas who don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
I ain't never been to jail.
Right.
I mean, I've been to jail for
hold on now.
Jury duty.
Hold on.
I ain't never did cocaine.
Listen, I had to go to jail for jury duty.
Okay. Right. You didn't show up. Okay.
I mean, I spent 72 hours in jail.
Right.
You been to jail though.
Yeah, 3 days.
You qualified.
Yeah, I went. But I'm saying on some, just like when he said about me getting on him Bow Wow, like, you don't never hear nobody talk about the people in hip hop that's actually trying to walk straight and narrow,
Right.
And I feel like if you celebrate that more, then he wouldn't have no opportunity to do that, right? Like I gave y'all vegan ice cream. I'm trying to help y'all niggas out.
Yeah.
Other niggas out here giving y'all alcohol, liquor.
Shout out to Kevin Hart with Grant Cormina.
They trying to destroy y'all insides. Yeah. And I'm part of drinking with them. So it ain't, what I mean? Don't think I'm tearing it down, but I'm just showing you. I'm showing you what we don't promote in hip hop.
Right.
Is the positive shit that somebody else, not just me, it's probably some other people that's doing some positive things that
Jadakiss, Styles P.
Yeah, Jadakiss. Oh yeah, Jadakiss. Styles P got a juice bar.
Juice bar in New York.
Right? Juice bar in New York and he's vegan to help people. You know what I mean? It's
countless.
Yeah, it's a bunch of this shit, but we don't ever put light on it.
Right.
we as the one person that's doing it, we have to scream it to people at the top of our lungs to even be heard because all the other shit is at the top.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Dr. Umar, in saying that, he should put a little bit more focus on the things that
are doing great.
A little bit more, in that space, and he might see a different conversation. He might have a different conversation. You know what I mean? But it's just like the Bow Wow conversation. Bow Wow was an artist that was for a generation of people. And he was created so that kids, like my daughter right now, my daughter 13 years old, and she don't have an artist that she can listen to. She asked me last night, could she go to Sexy Red concert? She's 13.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's fucked up. When I did a rap game, I went to do the Breakfast Club, and the nigga Charlamagne was like, don't nobody want to hear no little kids rap. And, like,
this is early Charlamagne, though. Because he done changed. This is early Charlamagne.
Yeah, he changed, but I'm saying, I'm just showing you how where hip-hop homes in an anger space.
It does, yeah.
Right? It homes in a dark anger space where it don't, like, you don't even want to see the light, right? I did the rap game, and I learned during the rap game, it was kids coming from Detroit, all these other places, Chicago, this, and they was coming to this house, and they was staying in this house in Buckhead, and they was looking around. It was like, man, like, we don't have shit to do where we live at. Like, it ain't nothing for kids to do, right? And I started realizing, like, you know how fucked up it is to be a teenager in America? Nothing in America is for you when you 13 to 16 years old.
Like my favorite kids, they favorite artists is SZA, Nicki Minaj, Megan Thee Stallion. And they 13 and 10.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. You go to Megan Thee Stallion concert, nothing wrong. I love it. I love a concert, but the word pussy is big as the wall. As soon as you walk in,
as soon as you walk in.
Like,
wow.
Pussy. Pussy.
That's the word.
And it's just up there. And if you, as a parent, as a parent, you take your kid to this concert. And it's crazy because we younger parents, right? We feel younger. Right. And I'm sitting there like, I can't believe I brought my daughter this shit. And then you know that you're going to be like, you're going to try to tell your daughter next week that she can't do something.
Mm-hmm.
That you just brought her to a concert that she saw.
Open her eyes to see, yeah.
You brought her to it, right? So that's what I'm saying. It's like
that shit is a crazy balance beam. Cause I'm younger than both of y'all, and my 13 and my 10.
Right.
I feel like I got really responsible kids, and they can decipher what's entertainment, what's good, what's bad for them. But it's still like, my kids wanted to go to Nicki Minaj, and so I called their mom. I said, "What you think?" She like, we both kind of like, what do we do? Like, we got good kids, they honor students, and this is something they want to do. We kind of on the fence about it, but it's like, what message are we sending? What message are we sending? And we settled on allowing them to go because of how they carry themselves, but we both had some apprehension about them even being there.
Oh yeah, my daughter, she hate me because I done stop. I said I'm on punishment. I'm on punishment. Not you.
You can go, but
you ain't on punishment. I'm on punishment. And, I be saying that, like, what I mean by that is because my daughter don't, as a child that sees and around so much shit, I don't even know if she has a stop button. It just feel like, I'm at Usher house tonight. I'm at Bow Wow right here in the back seat. You know what I mean? Like, she sees so much. I'm like, you know what? I'm putting myself on punishment from you.
Yeah.
You need some regular life. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to be around. Cause I think we went to see Missy concert, and she come asking. We went with Usher, right? So I went to Usher live around the corner from me. So we went to Usher concert went to Missy concert with Usher. She in the truck. I go in the bathroom with something in the suite. I come out. And she like, so Usher, when you perform here, when you gonna bring me on? What part are you gonna bring me on the stage? And I'm like,
hold on, wait a minute.
I'm like, what the fuck? What did you just ask him? Like, and I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, Usher seen her so much, so
Right.
it don't feel like nothing to Usher. Usher going along with the shit,
Yeah.
like shit. I'm gonna bring you out.
I'm gonna bring y'all with.
And I'm like, nah, the fuck you not like no, doc, like we not
Because
doing this.
she gonna hold that.
Man, listen,
That's law to her.
listen.
Yeah.
Because it's regular, it's
Fuck
normal.
around, you ain't going to the concert. That was gonna happen. Cause I'm like, I can't. Nah, you gotta set some boundaries.
Yeah.
Cause these kids today, you know, they got phones. You know, they got phones, so they see everything. You know, I've been trying to fight my daughter not having Instagram forever.
Right.
I was saying, like, you can't have Instagram till you get like 16, right? So then she she dance, right? So she all in this TikTok shit. So I sent her to the Debbie Allen dance school for the summer.
Oh, wow.
The summer. So she went to LA and she went to the Debbie Allen Academy, right?
Come on, JD. Like, you gotta, nigga.
What?
That's
You
not
hear
something
yourself?
simple. That's
Hold
not
on,
nothing
listen.
simple.
Yeah, that ain't summer
Wait,
camp.
listen, look.
Summer
It is
camp?
simple. All you gotta do is pay. It costs you gotta pay some money, right? So I sent her this shit. Soon as she go in there, the instructor say, well, listen, what's your Instagram? And she like, my dad said I can't handle Instagram. So then the instructor like tell her mom, well, she gotta have Instagram because we want her to promote the fact that she dance. So my daughter like, yeah,
Right.
goddamn Instagram, I'm gonna get an Instagram. And it's like, fuck that, what my dad said.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm getting ready to get an Instagram because the instructor said I need it so I can
Right.
promote. So now she got an Instagram, and I'm like, it's all downhill from here.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's fucked up because the shit I be seeing on Instagram,
Woo.
I be
ain't no
seeing people on
filters?
seeing people on Instagram that I didn't even know existed. Like I thought this was like shit that niggas draw and it don't be real. And I seen an actual real person that looked like some shit I seen a nigga draw that I thought was some. Like, I'm like, this shit is for real. There's people out here really that's like this. Like for real.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I ain't never seen this shit before. Instagram is a whole nother space,
Oh, it
man.
is, it is.
And I ain't want my daughter to get there, but I'm just saying, like, if you 13, people don't even think about that. They can't vote.
Nope.
They can't drink. They can't go nowhere.
drive.
It's nothing in the world that's created for that group of people besides Disney World.
Wow. And ladies and gentlemen, that's why JD was needed. Come on now. Come on now. Sheesh.
For the record, my beef with Dr. Umar stems from him saying that Kobe Bryant was killed from a conspiracy theory. So after he said that shit,
Oh, yeah, with the
everything he
thing.
say, I ain't trying to hear that shit.
He said a lot of bullshit. I think he does that because
I don't really want to do a Dr. Umar segment because, you know, with
let's get
JD sitting here, he'll probably respond. That's cool too.
yeah, let's get out.
But just for clarity, I got a problem with that shit.
I want to ask one question though. I mean, I seen him a bunch of times. I don't know where he came from. And is he like?
He's from Philly.
But
He,
what institution is he a doctor of?
Psychology, I believe. I believe it's psychology.
That ain't what he said.
He went to
said,
college.
what institution?
He went to the Marcus Garvey School. He went to the Marcus Garvey School. I know that for
He
sure.
a doctor at the school.
No, he's a doctor from psychology. I think with psychology, when you go to the highest level, you become doctor, right? I believe. I don't know.
Where he
you
get
your
that
Doctorate. Yeah, that's what I believe.
Oh, okay.
I could
all right.
be wrong. I don't know. But I think,
that's been my question.
Yeah,
Like, is he actually a teacher
Yeah,
at a school?
he was. Now he's just traveling around collecting cash apps for his school. For a school to open up one of these days.
That's all I was just asking Dr. Umar, don't say nothing crazy about
Yeah,
me.
we don't want no trouble, Dr.
Yeah, I know
Umar. We
you.
don't want no trouble. No
But
trouble at
if
all.
you're going to say something, talk about me from a perspective of, you know, I don't do nothing to get money, my nigga. Say something. You know what I mean?
Fucking hilarious, man. Oh, my God. Lou, this is all Lou fault, though. But let's see.
Lou.
It's all Lou fault. You got to put it on Lou.
It will be Lou.
Yeah, that's what I do. I put on Lou fault.
I'm comfortable with that. Again, you talking about your daughter and the life that she live and shit is regular to her, right? Like Kobe Bryant to a lot of people is an idea.
Yeah.
He's an icon. Like you probably never seen him out. If you went to Phillips Arena, State Farm, you see him on a basketball court. But he's just an idea to people. Kobe was my personal partner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's somebody I work with. That's somebody I spent time with. Got to know. Got to spend real quality time that I can call my friend. So when people say shit like that, it struck a chord, and he said it while we were still mourning, during,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And and ever since then, I ain't never fucking with nothing he got to say.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
JD, I seen you on a video. You was talking about, I guess you could call it like a behind the music type style, how the song came about, and you was telling stories about the song. Do you feel like you gonna make that like a series or something? Because when I watched it, I can't remember what I saw it on. It might have been your YouTube. I mean, not your YouTube. It might have been your page or something. But you was
No, it
talking,
was a documentary. I think I did the road to the Songwriters Hall of Fame.
that's what it was, the ASCAP. Yes,
Yeah.
that's what it was.
So I did like this. I did a journey of like how my songs come about,
Mhm.
how I write songs, and just like telling people,
Right.
because people didn't understand how I was going into the Songwriters Hall of Fame after Jay-Z being, the second person from hip hop
Right,
going in
right.
there. So people was trying to question that, and I was just like, let me show people like these songs and what
Yeah.
what's behind the songs. But after that, I never thought about it no more.
No, you should. I ain't gonna lie, I was locked in.
Yeah, you
I
was
feel
locked
like you should make that like a series of all the music that you got in your catalog.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a dope series. I wouldn't mind producing it if you need some help. We got a little section over there at Heartbeat Productions. We can figure something out, JD. It was dope,
Right,
though.
there
It
we
was
go.
dope as hell.
I like that.
Yeah, it was dope.
Well, welcome back to the Underground Lounge. We was on a quick break. We wanted to give my brother New Face the proper way to sit down and join the lounge. New Face, welcome back to the lounge. Mr. Hip Hop historian, culture historian himself. Wanted to bring you on, man, because when it's a family affair, I always want my people to make sure they know how much they appreciate it. And, like I said, man, when it comes to gambling, I still got a problem with that. I still look,
When it comes to strip clubs,
when it
you
comes
still
to
got a
strip
problem with
club,
that.
I'm still in Magic. You know what I'm saying? I was just in Paris. Me and my old lady, we stopped by the store, and we was glasses shopping, and I said I gotta have them joints right there, the heart shaped joints, because JD always had these joints. These was like his signature glasses, and I was like, man, I never wanted the glasses because I always seen JD with them. I didn't want them because I every time I seen him, he had these glasses. But I was like, this is my opportunity
Right.
to get these glasses, man. And so with that, I wanted to make sure New Face was here. I hit New Face this morning and say, man, I wanted to extend an invitation, man. Big bro is coming through the lounge. And I wanted to make sure we went down memory lane. So New Face, you do your New Face thing.
Got it,
and I'm
man.
gonna shut
And
the
thank
fuck
you
up.
always, man. It's an honor to be back. I thought last time Magic City, I was
Yes,
looking for the
indeed.
wings, but
Yes,
you got the chef. So
Well,
first of all,
but hold on. To that point, if we ain't eating Magic, we eating trap wings.
Tell 'em.
We ain't eating
Right.
trap wings.
Coming to
we
Buckhead.
eating Magic wings. You know what I'm saying? I got a dual citizenship
Yes.
There we go.
with both organizations in the city. So, shout out to the good people at the Magic City Kitchen. Shout out to my people at Trap City Wings. Shout out to my
coming to
brother Tina.
Buckhead too. Trap
Yes,
wings.
Yes,
Oh, wow.
indeed.
There we
Coming
go.
to
Come on
Buckhead.
now.
Yes, sir.
Already. And so first of all, I see y'all didn't bring that up, so I made sure I put it on my billboard bag. The So Def billboard that was so
Legendary.
historic and legendary in the city, man.
Bag.
Yeah, so we were able to put it on here. So
JD
what I
go
got in here.
Billboard bag.
First of all, I know Lou Will talked about this record right here. So what we got here is that Franchise Boy, the actual vinyl. Things that ain't out here so far.
That ain't the new vinyls that they just putting out. That's the original. You can
We
see that by
got
the
already autographed right here. You still got that mink.
I don't think I got the mink. I got this picture though. It's crazy.
Yeah.
We got
That's up.
on your episode with Bow, he says one of his favorite covers. He got that one blew up, so we
Real
got that
hip-hop.
moment right there.
Turn that one around, JD. The one that you got to the cameras. Wow.
That face, JD. You know what I mean?
That's
For the
before you
vegan.
got that dairy out of there.
On the day.
Got that vegan out of there.
Angry? Were you angry?
I was about to be. I was headed that way.
That's the Don Chichi era. What Don Chichi at? I ain't heard that shout out in a
Don
minute.
Chi eat Italian food every day.
And right here, we did bring up this young lady right there from the Shy.
That's crazy.
Functified.
Another group, songs you're gonna have in the verses. We talked about.
Wait, when did you start like collecting?
My first rap show was the Fresh Fest. So my father took me to the show at the Fresh Fest at Cobo Hall. I walked in and didn't know where I was seeing. It was 3 white boys on stage. That was Beastie Boys. Next, it was LL Cool J sitting on the radio. And then next it was Run DMC, and they said, take your shoes off if you got Adidas. My father had bought me and him and my cousin Adidas, so that was the first time I was like, oh shit, I got Adidas, and I put mine up. So I still have that ticket stub.
Damn.
But I'm saying, what made you keep this stuff?
Tickets.
My grandmother always
He's a
kept
hoarder.
stuff. Yeah, she always kept stuff.
He's a
and said-
hoarder.
Yeah, that's it. I'm a hip hop hoarder. So my grandmother always kept things, and she was like, what's old is always gonna become new. So I remember my cousin say, we got an old school party, you still got bell bottoms. So she would always be like, well, you look down in the basement, I got my old outfits, and they would wear it, and they win the contest and everything. So I just seen that, you know, and even photo albums. I seen in the family, you know, back in the day, you had photo albums. You was like the cool person if you had all the cool pictures, and you like, that's your uncle and that's your everything. So I just seen that being as cool. And when I would take, like, I remember Dr. Dre, The Chronic came out in school. I was the only one in school with it. So everybody attracted to me, reading the credits. So I had the first Source magazine. So it was like everybody kind of attracted to me. And I don't want to say I liked that attention, but I love that they appreciated hip hop that much. So I always, you know, stuck to that. So I always kept ticket stubs, every magazine from the rap pages, rap sheets to the Yo MTV rap cards. And so I was like, you know, and then it was Atlanta Access. You know, when I seen the people, it was like, let me take it to another level with the autographs, because my first autograph once I moved here was Outkast at Clark Atlanta University. I remember my first trip was a tour, and it was like, you got 2 hours. I got on the MARTA, and it was Freaknik. And I seen you and Criss Cross on Peachtree with four-wheelers. And I seen Redman at Lenox Mall, and it looked like a club. And I seen Keith Murray, and I'm like, and then I seen Goody Mob was my first rappers I seen. So it was like, oh, the Access, everybody here. I'm seeing Too Short. Everybody that I seen on my TV screen was like right here. And it's like, how can I, you know, be of value but not be like on some, you know,
Groupie-ish.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like every time it was like, thank you. You know, like all these are autographed. This is every time. It's yourself, you know, you was at Rose Bar.
Yeah.
Bow Wow, this was coming out of Red Martini. You know, that was Red Martini, that's Rose Bar. And like and just remembering
remember
these.
where the
Yeah, the fact you remember is
Yeah, and
dope.
it's like those kind of moments. You know, being when you and Currency came out and did the show and brought them out and just seeing the beginning of that evolution. And you guys talked about this project right here, you know, one of the best R&B albums of all time. And then, you know, moments like we got Birthday Bash. So if I open that up to that picture that's on the page, Bape era, right?
Yeah, all bait.
Gang, you know,
All bait.
Young Blood.
That's crazy. It's crazy that you got this shit, man.
And then we got, you know, like we said, from the phase of the Yo MTV Rap. And all these are going to be autographs. And we most recently got this one last week because you hosted The Force. So because of that opportunity, LL Cool J
Oh, you got this.
got that sign, you know what I'm saying? Ed Lover. And these are all autographed. Cool Mo D, Pete Nice, Third Base, both EPMDs, you know, Public Enemy. All these things, Big Daddy Kane, twice.
Can I get that one? Big Daddy Kane?
Yeah, there
Nah,
you
mess
go.
up.
Yeah, KRS-One. You
That's
know,
crazy.
and this is like my hero, my idol, and that's one of the reasons. Like you talk about, why did I do this? I seen people like him or Daytwan or Shaheem Reed in the field. Like I remember him going to the West Coast with NWA, or him going to the dungeon with Outkast and stuff. So that kind of gave me the blueprint of like what I wanted to do is not just be there, but add value. So that's where that new face was there. But when you talk about collecting, it's just like that's what I love to do and support the culture. Like who gonna do it besides me?
That's right.
JD, you can attest to this. New Face really be there.
Oh yeah, he be there.
That nigga teleport, bro. He teleports. I done seen New Face 3 different events
Yeah.
and beat me there every single time in the same night.
Yeah, his agenda different though. You know what I mean? When your agenda different, you go in and do what you got to do. He got you know, he got time to get away to get to another spot.
We
I don't
still
watch
kicking
him
it.
do the same
Yeah,
thing.
once he get what he need,
Right, you gotta-
yeah.
I'm on.
Yeah.
to
In
the
LA at the BET Awards, and just seeing that movement, like just being a part of it, not just like in the way, but going with Young Dro, having the opportunity to walk with Dro and see him, you know, congregate with.
Where's all this stuff homed at?
Well, we got most of the stuff at the Trap Music Museum, 85 South Show. When they do tours, they have me pull up. Scotty's Grills, we got stuff in there. I got stuff all over. We did the Rock the Bells cruise. I was the one that decorated the first hip hop cruise, the Rock
And
the
there's
Bells
all of
cruise.
this stuff is yours.
Yeah. I never want anything that's not mine because, again, I can tell a story of when it got autographed.
Right.
I can know exactly. I don't want it if it wasn't mine. I don't want to buy nothing because I don't have that experience. It's not New Face was there. All these moments I could tell you. Like I said, this was 2 weeks ago. He interviewed, got your journalist on too. You know, that was beautiful to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was escape. Even that, I was like, because Escape was that night too. So I'm like, ooh, this is where I need to be. But I'm like, ooh, Escape at the same time. It's one of the moments where I do gotta choose.
Escape. I missed Escape that
and
night.
then I'm sitting there like, if he make it, I'm
yeah, they was mad as a motherfucker.
because it's Atlanta. So I'm like,
it's like you go to everybody else shit. We your group, and we had a show, and you ain't come to our shit. They was mad as hell. That's why I had to go to LA to see them.
No, that's great. But you know, it's an honor, man, following your legacy
No
and
doubt.
everywhere. You
Appreciate
show
it, man.
love every time.
Keep
and
doing
thank
what
you,
you do.
Love.
Much love.
What's up, Face? Come
Much
on,
love,
man.
man. Shout out to New Face and everything that he's brought to the table. It's just been a pleasure, man, seeing you do your thing, you know. And like you said, you never feel like you in the way, bro. Never. Everybody embrace you. Everybody show you love because you bring value. You add value to what everybody got going on. You bring good vibes. You bring good energy, you know. So it's reciprocal. You know, you bring something that you can make somebody day by bringing up, hey, man, you remember when you did this? That shit is priceless, man. And so for you to have that opportunity with so many dope people and to be embraced, that's what Atlanta is about. That's what Atlanta culture is about.
And most
It's a
definitely.
total different lane. It's a
That
total
brother you got
different
on
lane.
your shirt, like that's a great memory. You know that memory, your party
Sure.
at the house, and when school came up, like just being in there and seeing that firsthand and be able to tell that story. Like me and his mother built because of that night. She was like, I'm showing her the videos and everything. So to see you celebrate that brother as you do, and you know, RIP to school, man. But that's the city.
I done shot my shot at JD a couple times because, you know, JD getting his DJ bag. I was trying to get him over there to the Ville. DJ one for me, you know. Hey, my grand finale. Will you do my grand finale?
What's your grand finale? What's that?
Shit, probably Labor Day.
That's
Nah, I'm fucking with you.
that's tomorrow.
I'm fucking with you.
Shit, that's
Nah, I'm
tomorrow.
fucking with you. But my grand finale, the last time I let all these heathens in my house,
All right.
I want you to be the
Forever
DJ.
or for the summer?
Forever.
Forever?
It's over.
Nah, it ain't.
It's
It's
not.
over.
You must be moving.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, I want my shit to end on a high note. I ain't never had no real fights, never been shut down before, never had any major disturbances, and we going on. Thank you for knocking on wood for that. Appreciate that, nephew.
I mean,
No,
shit. If you drive all, listen, anybody out there that ain't never been to Lou House,
Yeah.
if you drive all the way out there to fight,
Yeah.
fuck you.
Yeah, you on some
'Cause
shit.
That shit so goddamn
fact.
far.
Yeah, that's a long ride home.
If you
got your
drove
ass
out
whooped.
there and you got your ass beat, or you started fighting that man's house, and then the nigga you was fighting with beat your ass, then his friend, him and his friends beat your ass fighting out there. That ride back to Atlanta, 'cause that's what it feel like. It don't even feel like, nigga, I was out there one night. There ain't no street lights in this motherfucking house. This shit just out. Once you get outside in the pool, and you know what I mean, everything is everything. But
You
nigga,
leaving faded, and you ate good, and you got to go through all the
Yeah,
counties of the
man.
police,
Yeah.
and you trying to drive
man,
like this.
listen.
It's a journey, but I wanna end on a high note. I don't want niggas shoot my shit up. That'd be the last thing that you ever remember about
Yeah, nah, we ain't.
2
That's
plus
how you go out with a
decades.
bang.
2 plus decades.
That's how you go out with a bang, though.
Nah, nigga,
You want to go out with a bang.
No, because I got good credit with my neighbors.
Okay.
I got great credit with my neighbors. You know, I'm blessed to stay in my neighborhood long enough to start seeing diversity in my neighborhood. You know, we starting to get some Indian people, some more black people. You know, my regular white neighbors that's been around for a while. We starting to have a diverse neighborhood, and I'm the young one. Right. You know, I'm the athlete in the neighborhood. You don't want to be the one that fuck it up for everybody. When you the young one, you the athlete. My credit is good with my neighbors, so you know when it's time.
All right.
When it started becoming more of a hassle than a good time, it's time to close the curtain on it. And I'm starting to get to that place, like the cleanup, the maintenance, the expectation of putting on a dope ass party and shit. It's just getting a little heavy for me. So I wanna bow while I'm on top. So can I get you for the grand finale?
I'm gonna come for the grand finale.
Cause you gotta think, shit, I ain't as young as I used to be either. So the demographic gonna be about you know, that's where the demographic gonna be at.
Last time I was at your house, it's a bunch of hookahs.
The vibe changed.
Bunch of hookah.
Straight up, but man, JD, what you've meant to me and meant to my life, bro. Pulling up today has been like an absolute honor, fool. I appreciate you.
My brother. Yeah.
It was an honor for me too, bro. It was an honor for me too. Even though, you know, you wouldn't have came because it was me. But
had you too, Spank.
You did?
Yeah, I did. I spared
What
you.
happened?
Huh?
What happened? What'd you spare me with?
Talking about that $30. I was in Magic City with you, and you was on your knees.
Oh, let's not talk about that.
Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought we was finished?
Yeah,
Time
we
to
done.
wrap it up.
Hold on, what happened?
We done.
I forgot about that.
We done. I'm gonna let him float with the $30.
Make it.
Yeah. But
This
you know,
been another installment of the Underground Lounge.
that nigga fell in love. $30.
I forgot all about that night. Shoo. Yeah.
Shout out to my other half of the lounge.
Yes.
My other half of this good time. My brother Spank Hort.
Let's get it.
New face, hip hop culture historian, and Mr. Jermaine Dupri himself, icon, legend, songwriter, Hall of Famer, Grammy Award winning. Appreciate y'all stopping by the lounge. Much love.
Yeah. Appreciate y'all.